Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for another Gallagher Premiership live stream, the last match of round 4 of the Gallagher Premiership. Now, I did a little bit of adding up before this live stream, and I realised that on average, it's just under 50 points scored on these matches that do take place at 3 a.m. New Zealand time on the Monday morning. So that means we could have a high-scoring game on our hands. It is going to be between the Wasps, which does have a couple Kiwi players in there as well, and then also it will be the Newcastle. I almost said Newcastle. I did say Newcastle, but it's Northampton. The Saints, they are going to be playing. They've got Courtney Laws. They've got Dan Bigger back as well. So it's going to be exciting to see what they can do here. But looking through the table as it is sitting at the moment, Leicester sit in 4 wins from 4 with the points differential of plus 28. They are sitting on 18 points. Harlequins also 3 from 3, and another side who are sitting undefeated so far throughout this Gallagher Premiership. It is Northampton, and they are going to be taking on the Wasps, who are sitting in 10th at the moment, sitting on that 6 points with just the 1 win, but they have only played the 2 matches. So we'll have to wait and see how this one goes as well. We have got, hey, Hamish, hope you're not too tired as well. Says Katie Dixon, no, I'm not doing too bad at the moment overall. I feel like maybe by the end of this match, I might start to slowly go downhill. But for now, I am hyped up. I'm ready to go for this one as well. And we will look through the starting lineup of the Wasps. Like I mentioned, a few Kiwi players are scattered in there. We've got Via Fafita starting at number 4. Also, it will be the captain, Brad Shields, at number 6. And then another player who would be there if he was match fit, it is Malachi Fekitoa, but he has recently had that big injury that is going to be leaving him out for most of this season as well, which is a shame because he was thinking about playing some international rugby for Tonga in the near future, but they've got a very strong side here. Tom Willis off the back of a scrum as well as a very dangerous individual here for the Wasps. Then we look through the side of Northampton, like I mentioned, Dan Bigger back at 10. Also, they are going to have the man in the number 6 jersey, Courtney Laws, after resting after the British and Irish Lions tour. He is going to be back, and he will be one to watch as well. And Ludlam is going to be the captain in the number 7 jersey. Will be hoping to get a side a win. Also, Sam Matavesi, one to look out for, off a rolling maul for the new, I almost said Newcastle again. Tell you what, the worst thing about that is I wasn't saying Newcastle Falcons yesterday in the game that Newcastle were playing, yet now all I can say is Newcastle, but it is Northampton, the Saints, as I said a little bit earlier on. And they'll be hoping to get themselves once again another win to remain undefeated in the early stages. Jimmy Goff off the bench. Also, Northampton number 21, Frank Lamani, who was at the Rebels for Super Rugby. He is going to be getting a chance off the Northampton bench. And also, Jeffrey Tumonga Allen is going to be at number 18 as well. But we are only moments away from this game. I'm excited for this game, I should say, as well. Katie is with the lull in the chat as well. And what I will do for you, ladies and gentlemen, who we have got in the chat at the moment, I am going to put up all of the scores that have taken place in the recent week, I should say, of rugby. As you can see there, a few of the South African sides doing very decent in the URC. There is a match going on at the moment, which is going to be, I believe it is Munster taking on, it's a Welsh team. It is the Welsh team. I can see their logo. It's the Scarlets who are playing at the moment. And at halftime, Munster have got themselves just that little bit of a lead. But we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case at the end of it. We've had a lot of top 14 action as well, but we do see now that it is going to be Northampton making their way out onto the field. And they are the away side for this match as well. It's a home game for the Wasps. And they have got some very nice seats right next to the bench as well. And also the bikes getting ready to go. A few of those players off the bench in the later stages of this one as well. And Munster Scarlets as well, says Katie Dixon. It is indeed. Are they showing that game in the US, Katie? Do let me know. Because I know that other than the South African games over here, they don't actually show those matches, which is a bit of a shame. But I know as well that the South African games of the URC are now going to be taking place in Italy, I believe. I've heard rumored, which is a little bit of a shame there for the South Africans who were looking forward to having those matches on South African soil for the first time in a little while as well. But nonetheless, I will quickly make sure that my scoreboard is running smoothly and we are getting very close to the kickoff now, and I am very excited for it as well. Do let me know who you think is going to score the first try. I'm going to say it's going to be the captain, Brad Shields, leading his Wasps side out. He's going to get it for Malachi Fekitoa, who is not going to be playing in this game. Although, I want to say Tom Willis is probably a decent shout as well. No, they don't show URC here, as I says Katie Dixon. Did they actually show that game? I know that World Rugby had it, and it was a match taking place between United States and Uruguay. And I did see that in the end, Uruguay able to win, and also Canada completely out of the Rugby World Cup now because of Chile being able to beat them. So now it will be USA, Chile, and whoever wins that one will also go through to the World Cup. And that game is going to be taking place very soon. But they are showing Dan Robson there in the number 9 jersey starting this match for the Wasps. He will be hoping for a good performance here as well. Just as well as all of those other players in that backline. They want to make sure that they make an impact in this one. And the Wasps have actually been scoring quite a few tries in recent times as well. Hopefully we have got a high scoring one. Craig Maxwell Keys will be the referee in charge of this Monday night fixture between these two sides on Monday morning, depending on what way you do look at it. But we are getting very close to the kickoff now. And it will be the Wasps with Jacob Umaga kicking off from left to right. They are shown also Young there. Thomas Young, he's a very good player in that loose forward trio of Brad Shields, Thomas Young, and Tom Willis. And I feel like I would say that's where they've got an advantage. But then on the other side, Courtney Laws, Lewis Ludlam, and also it is Juano Augustus. So it's a little bit of an interesting battle that will be taking place between those two sides. But nonetheless, Jacob Umaga about to get this one underway. Coventry Building Society Arena is the name of the stadium. And it is going to be the last match of round 4, kicked off towards the 22 and taken nicely there by Newcastle. Bassett almost knocking himself out on one of the players for Northampton there. But the Saints have got the ball in hand. I'm looking for Dan Bigger at the back as well. But first of all, Matavisi going to be hitting that ball up. And now Bigger gets the ball. And it kicks it downfield towards the touchline. Doesn't actually find it, though, and it is still going to be just inside of the half of the Wasps. We have also got there, well, Hamish, aren't you tired as well, says Mark. Luckily, I ended up going to sleep relatively late last night because I watched that game between the Stormers and Edinburgh. Almost stolen there, but a good kick of mine. No, never mind. It has been charged down, and it's going to be available for Dan Bigger, only about 15 metres out from their own line here. A lot of pressure on them. But, yeah, pretty much I ended up watching that Stormers-Edinburgh game. So I probably got to sleep at about 7:30 a.m. Last night. And then from there, kind of continued through with my momentum of waking up at about 6, doing the 2 live streams that we had, and then a little bit of editing. And now we're here for this last game of the weekend. Munster are winning. They are indeed 22 points to 13 at the moment, I believe, if I'm not wrong. With a few tries already, I believe they only need one more to be able to get one. And also we have got the, I haven't watched any other Rugby World Cup qualifiers, to be honest, as well. And oops, wiggle ball as well, says Katie Dixon there. And are they showing this game at the moment? How many games a week do they have for the Gallagher Premiership there, Katie? Do let me know. But yeah, at this stage, I will also ask the question, Mark, who is going to score that next try in the match between Munster and also the Scarlets? I thought that it was going to be actually the Scarlets as the favourite, but it seems like they've been struggling a little bit. Oh, jumping into that tackle there, Northampton. And he has dropped that ball, so now it's going to be on the side of the Wasps. Robson now passing it back to Brad Shields, the captain, trying to spin out of the tackle, but he is dragged down by Augustus. Once again, Robson gives it back. Jacob Umaga, first receiver, and something that the Wasps have done very well in their last couple of matches, including that game up against the Bristol Bears, is just play that physical back to their advantage. And breaking down the wing now, it was going to be the Spink. I believe it is Sam Spink. But it is going to be a penalty to Northampton here for the play getting taken out in the air. Matavisi, I believe it was. Little bit unlucky because of the fact that he did actually end up, he jumped into that one, and then Robson didn't really have any choice. And to be fair to him, he did pull out of it, Dan Robson. So I feel like he's pretty hard done by in that one, as Matavisi really did jump straight into that one as well. And also we have got there so many games on, says Katie Dixon. There is indeed. And even like, luckily, when the URC, I believe it slows down just a little bit when we've got all of those international fixtures going into that Cricket World Cup as well. So many games of rugby are going to be taking place in just a short amount of time. But yeah, it's going to be a hectic one, but it should be very exciting as well at the same time. And I am looking forward to all of those fixtures as well. Do New Zealanders follow United Rugby Championship, says Mark. I haven't heard of too many, unfortunately, who have been following it. I've been trying my best to keep in touch with all of the matches that have been taking place. But really, because of the fact, I believe the earliest game we kind of have here, it is 7:45 on a Saturday morning. And then after that, we have also got, it's normally 3:30, 5:15, and then also, it might be about 3 o'clock, 5:15 a.m. and then 7:45 a.m. The 3 times that those games do take place. So it's a little bit of that one of, unless they're watching it in the middle of the night, they aren't really following along. But Spark Sport do have it here in New Zealand, which is where I've been watching the South African games. And yeah, I will be continuing to in the future as well. I've got to get the live streams back up and running for that competition as well. Jacob Umaga now inside of the 22, kicking it down towards the touchline. And the Saints decide against the quick throw. Yes, they do. They were still thinking about it, though. We have got Sebastian in the chat as well. Big love. I got Northampton by 14. Always a tough opponent, says Sebastian there. And like we mentioned a little bit earlier on, they've got Courtney Laws. They've got Dan Bigger. They've got a few of their international players back. It's kind of the internationals of Northampton versus, I feel like I've always got a soft spot for those Kiwis for the Wasps because of the fact the likes of a Brad Shields, the captain, it's actually a player who got yellow carded twice in one of those other matches that we did follow on the channel, but now using their backline here. Northampton stepping back on the inside here. On the far side, it was Tommy Freeman. I believe the last time I saw these two sides playing off, he was actually playing fullback for Northampton as well. They are saying closing the gap there. Brad Shields just asking the question. No, it wasn't. It was someone else. I believe, if I'm not wrong, that is Elliot Stuke who was just asking the question of what he did wrong there. Like they are saying there, also via Fafita in that locking combo for them, and also hey brother, big love as well, says KT Dixon there. And now I believe by the looks of it, Dan Bigger will be kicking this one for the corner, I want to say, but he might be actually 40 metres out or so. Is it 40 metres in his half or 40 metres in the opposition? We're going to have to wait and see, but more than likely, I believe, I want to try and see, yes, he is kicking for the corner, so it was inside of the half of the Saints as well. And there is a massive shadow across the ground, but that is a good kick downfield from Dan Bigger, and now 20 metres out here. It will be the opportunity for the Saints to get their first opportunity. We haven't got there. Anyone got a stream as well, says Cam Hall, I believe. Unfortunately, other than kind of those paid subscription ones, I think the only other option is really the highlights on YouTube afterwards. On the Gallagher Premiership YouTube channel, I believe they used now. It's going to be running through the middle. Matt Proctor, I believe he's the brother of Billy, and he was almost able to score himself a try now, only 10 metres out, straight out in front, and Augustus is going to be dragged down, trying to get in there, other Wasp, but it's available. Once again, now Courtney Laws driven backwards in the tackle by the big men there. I believe it was Schultz. Going back again for the Saints. They are just putting face to face. Together. Is it the ball? Yes, Tom Young's got it. And he has been able to win the penalty there. We have got there. So in other words, Kiwis don't rate the URC as well, says Mark. I think it is more the case of even the Gallagher Premiership and also Top 14, to be fair, is a competition that the Kiwis don't really follow. And I don't really understand why, but I think it is because of the fact that people love watching live sport. And because of the fact that those games are on in the middle of the night, they don't actually get a chance to watch along with those games. But any game that I've watched of the URC, Top 14, or any of those competitions, even Gallagher Premiership as well, I've absolutely loved watching. So it is just that case. Oh, unfortunately, due to the random hours, not everyone decides to stay up till 3 a.m. To watch those games as well. I'm a Leinster man, but don't mind Munster when they win non-Irish or when they play non-Irish teams as well, says Mark. And also we have got there, yay, another Munster try, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there in the chat as well. How's it going? What's your prediction for this one as well, says Sebastian to Katie. It's going to be taken by the Wasps. So Munster, did they score again? Because if they did, that would be the bonus point secured for themselves. We'll see exactly who it was who scored that try, but now Robson fires it back, and Jacob Umunga going to be kicking that one back downfield towards the 22, taken nicely there by their number 15, Furbank. Returning fire back down the middle of the field. It's going to be sitting up nicely there, and Robson now has plenty of time also inside of the 22. He's not too happy with that kick, though, and the try there was scored by Lauman. Is it Lauman? Hopefully I pronounced that correctly in that regard. But yeah, Munster, another try for themselves, and it was Lauman who is sitting in the number 1 jersey. Fair play to him. The props, there's actually been a lot of prop tries recently in just all competitions around the world, and it is great to see the big men getting over the line. We saw in the game Saracens-Newcastle yesterday that he was able to get himself over the line. Marco Vunipola was another one, but now Courtney Laws trying to step a running straight at Tom Willis, has been able to drag him down. Now looking to the short side once again here. It's going to be a broken run there. Almost breaking through was Augustus, but it is still going to be just on the side of the 40-metre line of the Newcastle Saints. That's the wrong name. I said Newcastle, Northampton. That's the word. Oh, it's an intercept over Fafita. The big man going almost able to link up with Brad Shields. The Kiwis trying to reunite. A little bit high there from the Wasps, but it is going to be continuing running. And now it's going to be Ludlam dragged down now, breaking the line. The big number 14 offload beautifully on the inside, chip of mine, but it is just going into touch there about 5 to 10 metres out as well. Will Kiwi watch Autumn Internationals, even though that's the middle of the night as well, says Mark. I believe they may watch All Blacks games and maybe the big ones such as Springboks England and also Wallabies England. But I think other than that, a lot of people won't be watching some of those games as well. Ireland versus New Zealand will be on at 4 a.m. New Zealand time, I think, says Mark. So I will definitely be up for those matches. But it is more of the fact that normally, like, people who don't watch every single game, or they might just watch the replay on Sky the next day kind of thing, although it is a lot harder to do that nowadays because of the fact that when you watch a replay, normally by then you've actually found out the result because of social media and everything like that, which is why I love watching these games live, even if they are on in the middle of the night. But we're going to be covering pretty much anything from 2 a.m. right through to, I think it starts at about 11 p.m. is the earliest game, 11 p.m. right through to 9 a.m. when the last game is. We are going to be doing it on the channel, all-nighters, every single weekend pretty much. And also we have got the, I know, absolute beans about these two teams. So I would be a poor choice to give a prediction as well. And also we have got the, I know, via Fafita, Courtney Laws and Dan Bigger. That's about it. I am still ignorant as well, says Katie Dixon. That is all right. I probably know about 3 other players than the ones that you have said. And then from there, I only vaguely know a few others. The number 2 for the Wasps, he has got the same name as the famous actor, Tom Cruise is the name there. So that is one that kind of sticks in the head a little bit longer. But the man in the number 12 jersey, Michael Lee Burgess, I want to say it is. I don't know whether or not I pronounce it right, but it's actually, never mind. This is what they do us. Tom Cruise is going off the field due to injury. So he is not a name that we will be saying. And instead, it's going to be Gabriel Oger. So I've got no chance of being able to remember that one. But yeah, it was fun while it lasted for Tom out there on the field up until he did get injured. Right, we have got them back. And now it's going to be 5 meters out from their own line here. And they have been able to retain that one with a good win for Stoke. But now trying to drive their way out from their own line, it's going to be big Tom Willis. And he is always dangerous when he gets that ball in hand as well. Still available, I should say, for Robson now. Big run from Stoke once again. And also, we have got the Tom Cruise, and also we have got the looking forward to the Autumn Internationals. Those are some lit contests as well. And also, yeah, Tom Cruise is a Wasp, and Harry Potter is a Tiger as well. There you go. A whole heap of famous names all over the place at the Gallagher Premiership, taken nicely on the halfway line by the Saints. Now it is going to be straight back through the middle. Almost look for the offload. Wasn't able to find it going back now using their back line. I'm looking round once again for that big number 7 driving at the line. Lewis Ludlam, the captain of his side as well now, will be the man in the number 5 jersey. Ratuvai or Ratunayarawa is the name. That is a hard one. Augustus, though, once again with the carry. It's going to be a lot of pressure on the Saints going for the kick in behind, and now it's a loose ball, but still on the side, and it's gone to that number 5 once again. Breaking his way back through the middle. It was the number 13 short side here for the Saints, and now it's going to be Matt Proctor breaking the line once again. Drawn pass, not able to link up, and stolen by the Wasps once again. Lucky. Very lucky for them there. And also we have got there LMAO in the chat from Katie Dixon. But that one was very close to being another opportunity for the Northampton Saints to be able to get themselves another try. But at the moment, still 29 points to Munster, 13 points to the Scarlets in their matchup. So I should probably update my scoreboard down the bottom of the screen as well when I do get the chance there. But it was a good kick downfield there from Dan Robson to get the clearance. But Furbank so far in that number 15 jersey, looking pretty dangerous for the Saints as well, but no try scored in this match so far. We will add this one, though. Halftime result. It is past halftime, and they are sitting now on the 29 points for Munster, so they have got themselves a bonus point. All they need now is the winner. I believe going into that match, Mark, you might be able to help me out here. They actually came in as the underdogs up against the Scarlets. I haven't seen too much of the Scarlets, but I assume they must be one of the top Welsh sides. If that is the case of them being the underdog up against the side who at the moment are in form, such as Munster, going to be kicked in behind once again there by Tommy Freeman, bouncing awkwardly close to the touchline. Big hit there. It was Kibberidge. Still on the side, though, of the Wasps once again. And now Jacob Umaga looking like he's going to be playing halfback here, but a little bit of a counteract there from the Saints, trying to put them under pressure. Kibberidge, I think I pronounced his name wrong there, unfortunately. And also, this stage, 10 minutes in, and like I mentioned, an average of 49.5 points for each of these Monday night fixtures that we have had so far. So it is interesting that we haven't had a point yet, but I'm sure we won't be too far away. Good clearing kick once again by the Wasps, but taken quickly, and now once again it will be Matt Proctor looking for the counter run here, trying to break through the line, but he is dragged down very nicely there by Thomas Young. Going back across field, quick hands there for Courtney Law's going to get this one 40 metres out now from the Saints line. I believe that they have the advantage now. Must have gone just backwards. Matt Proctor once again going to be shut down and driven backwards in the tackle by the big Wasp forward. It was Tom Willis, who was an absolute unit in the number 8 jersey. Courtney Laws once again getting another carry, and they have been shutting him down pretty well so far. And another good lad to look out for is Matt Proctor, 7 years with Wellington and the Hurricanes as well. And of course, is he Billy Proctor's brother? If I'm not wrong, well, surely there's some relation because he looks pretty similar, but at the moment, he has been looking like one of the keys for Northampton in the early stages of this game, and now going for the 50-22 by the looks of it here, the number 10, getting the strike nicely. Dan Bigger rolling close to the touchline, but it's going to be taken nicely by Marcus Watson, who will be returning the ball back downfield. It's not finding the touchline, though. This game's played at a frantic pace. Dan Bigger now getting this one 40 metres out, passes it across field. Now going to be using that back line. Great tackle there from the number 3s coming together. It's going back out the back line now. It's a little grubber in behind. No one really chasing this one too hard, and it is going to be rolling just into touch there, but it would have been a lot of pressure on the Wasp player if he did end up having to do it as well. Kibberiggy. Is that how they pronounce that one? Kibberiggy. Is it Kibberiggy? I also heard Kibberidge or Kibberig earlier on, so I'm not too sure what one to go with, but we will go with Kibberiggy just for now until we are kind of told otherwise. But Dan Robson kicking that one into touch. And now it will be the Northampton Saints who have once again got another throw. And this one taken nicely there for the rolling maul now, almost opening up, but it has gone down in the front row. Now Matt Proctor once again going to be driving his way forward. They are playing the advantage at the moment, Northampton, so they will be able to get their first points on the board, but now it's a brilliant step. They're offload, and it's Matavesi. Sam Matavesi scores, and they have been able to score the opening try of the match. Now the Saints, they have gone marching into the goal line, and they are going to be the first side that do strike in this game as well. And it was Sam Matavesi who was able to score. The other number 2 has unfortunately gone off the field, Tom Cruise, but Northampton's player, he is still out there, and he has been able to score at Sam Matavesi. Great support run, but it was Augustus once again was looking dangerous. Beautiful step, little flick out the back, and Sam Matavesi runs it straight round and was able to score the try as well. We'll go like that, and we will go like this as well. Matavesi able to score it in the 13th and a half minute of this match as well. We will add that one on to the try scorer sheet. There we go. And now the score is going to be 7-0 to the Northampton Saints in the early stages of this game as well. Try Saints, and also he's Billy's brother. Yes, pretty much as soon as Matt left, Billy joined Wellington in the Hurricanes as well. Maybe there's that sibling rivalry of, I guess they can't play for the same club at the same time, but imagine that centre combo, Matt and Billy Proctor both there for them. So who knows? Maybe one day we will get to see. I'm supporting Wasps this game as well, says Kevin. They have got more Kiwis on their side as well. The likes of Brad Shields, also Tuamunga Allen coming off the bench via Fafita. So I feel like out of these two sides, I should probably be more on that side as well, as we are currently sitting. Oh, hang on. Matt Proctor is now going off the field here. What has happened here? I'm not sure whether or not. I believe it is an HIA that they are doing here. So he has gone off the field. That is a huge blow for them at the moment. We have got the, hey, Hamish, I reported an 8 or 9 or 8 or 10-year-old on TikTok, and they got banned as well, says James Gordon. And actually, Kiwi Lads Gaming at the moment. George has actually been working on a bit of a TikTok as well. I forgot there is a Fleur de Lis emoji as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got their little emojis in the chat from, it is Katie Dixon. What is that emoji? I feel like I'm trying to look at it a little bit closer, but it has got, is it corn? No, it's not corn. There's a little, is that, I should know what that emoji is, but I can't quite think of it. It's going to be a penalty there, won by Hill, Paul Hill that is, and it was the player off the feet for the Wasps, so now it's another opportunity here for them. But yeah, Matt Proctor, big hit in the early stages of this game because of the fact that they definitely did not want to be missing him for the later stages of this match, because he's been looking phenomenal. So I believe it was an HIA with him going off the field, but just the one try so far, and it was Sam Matavesi who was able to score at the URC results and also the top 14 Gallagher Premiership. Any other games that have been going on in the world of rugby, they are going to be coming across the bottom, so you guys can see exactly where everything is sitting at the moment. They were a girl too as well, says James Dixon, or sorry, James Gordon. And also we have got there, it's called a Fleur de Lis. As well, says Katie Dixon, what is a Fleur de Lis? Do let me know. But now on the halfway line, the Newcastle Saints, once again, I said Newcastle again, it's Northampton, 40 metres out at this stage, and it is going to be available for them on the short side. Once again, quick hands, looking like a nice little backline draw and pass here out to their number 11, who's trying to bump out on a tackle. It is Slate home. He has been dragged down. Is it going to be the penalty? Oh, no, it's an advantage against in the number 13 for them there, Sam Spink, who did end up giving away the penalty. Now linking up beautifully, running through the middle there, almost through, was George Furbank looking for the offload. It's gone back, and now it's going to be the penalty as well. Did Proctor go off? He did indeed. Unfortunately, I believe it's an HIA that he is getting kind of checked out for. But he was looking good so far in the early stages of this match. It is a shame to see that he is going to be off. I'll be honest, it looks like the New Orleans Saints logo. So I decided to use this one as well, says Sebastian. Also, we have got there, it's French heraldry symbol, says it is Gator Dixon, and also Kingdom of France. And also, it's just an old French herald symbol as well. So I'm learning something every day on these live streams, that is for sure. But now kicking up for the corner, learning something about the Saints here. They've decided that they don't want the 3 points, they want the 7. And that is exactly what they're going to try and do. 10 metres out at the moment. I'm looking at a Courtney Laws or someone like that, and a big rolling maul, or Sam Matavesi. He's got a massive on his face at the moment. Oh, I hope he comes back. I put money on him to score a try as well, says Achilles. So yeah, hopefully he does get to go back out there. What were the odds of him scoring a try? Do let me know, mate, because of the fact that I assume the way that he started this match, they would be possibly a little bit lower. But then also for the Gallagher Premiership, some players are sitting on about $6. That's going to be now the penalty. And it was unfortunately just not quite linking up there at the time, I believe. Both stepping in, I think, is the call there from the referee there. for the penalty, but now Dan Robson going to be kicking this one for touch. Is an Angel the same, or is an Angel the same thing as a Saint as well? Says Sebastian. I feel like that's a tough question. In that regard, the only Saint that I can think of at the moment, even though we're watching Northampton Saints, I keep on thinking of Saints Row. Even though I didn't really play those games too much, and also I found more little kids on TikTok. Should I report them as well? Says James Gordon. If it is, I don't actually know the rules with TikTok in terms of what age you got to be able to upload them. But pretty much, I believe it or not, I have never actually been on TikTok, the app, because of the fact that I just never downloaded it. But now it's going to be a great run here for the Wasps. They have got the draw and pass available. He's got plenty of toe, and it's going to be the try down the wing for, it was number 14. What's his name? It's Zach. How do they pronounce the last one? They're not going to say it. Kilbarigi. We'll go with Kilbarigi for now. Oh, they just said it as soon as I said it. They're teasing me at the moment, but the second premiership try for that man. And now it is going to be the Wasps who are getting just a little bit further back into this game as well. It was just a short side. Great seller, the dummy there. And then from there, O'Gray. Then it was just draw and pass. Dan Robson out into the hands of the number 14, and he was able to score it as well. We will add him to the try scorers list. Like I mentioned, a 49-point average in terms of between the two sides when it is a Monday night fixture, and now it's starting to ramp up 18 minutes in, and it is the first try of the match, and it is going to be Zach Kilbarigi we will go with. You're not going to tell me, though, unfortunately. Anytime I end up talking, they're not going to say it. They're just teasing me at this stage. But 18 minutes and Jacob Umaga now from the touchline. Going to have an opportunity to try and convert this one. It's a good strike and it's straight down the middle. So now it's 7-all between these two sides. We have had 14 points so far. Feels like there's going to be plenty more coming up as well. They are just showing on the replay. It's just a good draw and pass from Dan Robson, who is just in great form at the moment as well. It's $5 for Proctor to score. And also we have got there, you've got to be 12 or 13 and over. Says the James Gordon there, and also we have got their try time for Roman Catholic lesson as well, and also we have got their Wasps, and try from Katie Dixon. Now, how come there's 3 devil emojis and no angel emojis? Says Sebastian. I feel like that's a decent question. Of course, the YouTube emojis, we've got a few channel emojis as well, and we are still looking at more that we can add in the future, which of course is going to be that one of me looking confused, because I feel like that's a very easy one to do. I'll just try and listen to how to say that guy's name, and I will well and truly get stumped. But now Dan Robson rolling the ball back just inside of the 22 here for the Wasps. And he looks like he is going to be striking it downfield, going for a little bit more of just a kick downfield rather than the box kick there. Sitting up for George Furbank now. He's got plenty of pace trying to chase after that one. Taken by Jacob Umaga just on the 22. Does the step as well. Fires it back across field now to Watson. Has got the mem with him instead. Tries to pierce through the gap. I haven't seen Matt Proctor return to the field yet at this stage, and it's a penalty to the Wasps once again. And also we have got there, that's an interesting question. And I do see also, while we are at it, Munster have been able to score another try. So they are in some pretty good form at the moment. And since the kid supports Jesus, I'll leave him alone, as well says James Gordon. But it was actually Liam Coombs picking up his second try of the match so far for them in this one, Munster. So they are on fire at the moment, that is for sure. But now Wasps kicking this one downfield. They have got the likes of a Brad Shields or anyone like that in that 4-back via Fafita as well, the Kiwi. They will be wanting to go. But Watson, little bit of a show and go like they are mentioning then. I believe it was just a case of the player not being able to roll away there up against Augustus, which did lead to it being the penalty. Oh, well, Fleur de Lis as well. It is, says Sebastian there, but now it's going to be the line-out throw for that man who made his way out onto the field a lot earlier than he would have been expecting. The number 16, Ugre. Now it's going to be taken back by him once again, looking for the link-up pass. Dan Robson on the outside. Jacob Umaga, they got the draw and pass option. Instead, steps on the inside. Umaga, 30 metres out, straight out in front. Courtney Laws, though. Oh, thought that was going to be his ball, but I think they said that his hands just went down, so he wasn't able to get it back as well. It's so pretty, says Katie Dixon there at the chat as well. Now it's going to be via Fafita trying to step through the gap, but Laws lines him up and drives him backwards. Robson now once again, 21 minutes into this game at the moment. Inside ball dropped there by O'Gray. And now it is going to be the knock-on advantage going back for the scrum, though. Just wasn't quite able to be held. But 36 points to Munster at the moment in their game up against the Scarlets. And they were going in as the underdog. And I'm wondering why, because of the fact that Munster at the moment, they have been in some pretty good form, I should say. And I don't think they will be making them in the underdog for a little while, although I believe the next game is actually going to be almost up against the Bulls or in a couple of weeks' time. But those games are going to be taking place more than likely in Italy rather than taking place in South Africa like they were originally scheduled, which is a little bit of a shame there in that regard. But I will mention anyone who is new at the moment. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to leave a like as well, because we are going to be back tomorrow with a little bit more of Rugby Challenge 4, my Be a Pro career mode. You guys seem to be enjoying those ones so far, so hopefully we will be able to keep that going and try and get our way into maybe the Gallagher Premiership at the moment, sitting at the Highlanders for our one. But this is going to be another scrum reset here. And it was Alex Mitchell at number 9 who will be putting this ball in. And I did actually see last time these two sides played, around 8 months ago was the match that I did see, and he had a decent game. They will be hoping for the same here. And then they have got quite a strong bench for both of these sides. Few well-known players that you guys may have heard of. We will put them up on the screen now. The likes of, if you're looking at it from a Kiwi perspective, I should say, it is going to be Tuamonga Allen in the number 18 jersey. Also, Jimmy Goffith, another player to look out for. And then for Northampton, Frank Lamani, playing for the Rebels throughout Super Rugby AU and also Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. Very talented player as well. It's going to be a free kick here for the Wasps. And that is a big call because of the fact that it was going to be the scrum feed of the Saints, but they just got a little bit wrong now. Robson takes a quick tap, passes it out the back line, but it didn't really find any hands there. Step in now, and it is going to be taken nicely by their number 12, Robson. Now passes it back 45 metres out now from the line. And it was going to be Ben Harris now with the carry. Going back with a bit of a step there once again. Jacob Umunga really looking like he's going to attack the line today and try and find his way through Tom Willis. No, instead it was Stuke who did get the carry there. Robson once again looks to the right-hand side. Gives it off. It's a good step from the Wasps. Not really marching too far forward at the moment, but they will be open to just link up. And now it's going to be Stuke once again. Offload to Via Fafita. Drawn pass here. And it's going to be now Tom Young dragged down. Tries to find the offload as well. And it's kicked back onto the side here of the Saints. Big mistake there looking for the offload, but could have been a very interesting contest on the ground. But 5 metres out at the moment. The Saints once again going to be rolling this ball back, and it is going to be the clearing kick from Dan Bigger. But good attack once again from the Wasps and via Fafita. We have got there when a team calls themselves Saints. I wonder what Saints they are talking about, because there are some pretty crazy Saints out there as well. Says Katie Dixon. Also like some nutters, says it Katie Dixon there, but he just tried to look for the offload there, only a couple meters out from the line. And what's the mistake? Because the fact that maybe if he had held on to that ball, then they would have been able to find those forwards over the line as well. We have got Kevin there as well. I could be mistaken. Does France say, or France, I hope I say this correctly, Francis Hugard played for the Wasps. They think new signing as well. I believe that name does ring a bell. Is he on the bench for this matchup? No, he might not be, but I believe I actually have seen that name in the past, if I'm not wrong. So possibly it is all the case. And tell you what, once again, they're going to be hitting this ball up the Wasps on the 22 at the moment. Going to be trying to link up here. 15 metres out straight on from Robson, looking to the short side. Does a bit of a draw and pass. Offload almost available, but now it's on the side of the Saints, and it is the knock-on advantage. Kick downfield there by Tommy Freeman, finding a lot of space in mind as well, and he's got a little bit of pace. But Watson going to be able to clean this ball up on the 22 of the Wasps. But there is a huge amount of pressure and great ball protection there, I believe it was, from Bassa, who was able to keep it on the side of the Wasps. And I'll be right back as well, says James Gordon. No worries, mate. And yeah, St. George killed Dragon, St. Peter killed Snake, and Terrors of Peter as well. And also we have got the other Kiwi lads. So you're backing in this game, says Ronaldo. It's a good question. I feel like because of the fact that there are so many Kiwis on the Wasps side, in fact, they're captained by a Kiwi, Brad Shields. I should be going for them, but I just love watching these two sides play. Courtney Laws, Dan Bigger back in the Northampton Saints for this matchup. I feel like it's going to be a good one, because I did mention it a little bit earlier on as well. 49 points on average for these Monday night games here in New Zealand, including one that was a 31-31 draw. So who knows, maybe that could be on the cards as well. But I believe in the end there, it was almost, yes, it was the penalty to the Northampton Saints. So now at this stage, I believe straight out in front, they would consider taking on the 3 points here. We are just waiting to see. We have got Marcus Watson there in the number 15 jersey for the Wasps for this match. But also do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who you think will be winning this game. And also there is a poll there if you guys do want to vote for that as well. But Dan Bigger now going to be kicking this one at the post, hoping to get themselves the lead back again, the Northampton Saints. And we have, let's get there. When you're baptized and confirmed, you choose a saint or as a personal protector. And I chose Saint Christina, the astonishing as well. She's a Patreon saint. Patron, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, saint of mental illness, pretty fitting for me as well, says Katie Dixon. So I'm actually learning quite a lot on these live streams for the night, which is a lot of fun there. That one has got straight over 10 points to the 7 as well. So you get to choose it yourself, Katie, rather than kind of having it assigned, I guess you could say there. Because we did actually learn, I remember it was on another late night live stream, and it was my the kilt I believe it was, if I'm not wrong, that we were looking at to see what kind of, I want to say tribe, but that's not quite the right word. But my family thingamabob as well. But we saw that there was a teddy named Hamish, and then I almost clicked on that buy button, but now the Northampton Saints are still available for them, and it's going to be a knock-on, or sorry, it's going to be just an advantage here. Passing the ball back once again. Now Dan Beck, a little chip behind. He looked like he was in front, but I believe they're going to continue playing. No, just a little bit too eager going for Dan Bigger. He was getting excited there. Thought that he had timed that one beautifully to the man in the number 22 jersey. So he is the man who was on there because of the injury. But yeah, about a metre or two in front of him. He's playing a bit of AFL there by the looks of it. But we have also got their minus St. Sebastian. Obviously, he was clubbed to death. Not looking good for me as well, says Sebastian there. And also, yeah, I remember the Scottish Clan conversation. Scottish Clan, that is the name. And also, we have got you look through the Saint phone book and choose one as well, says Katie Dixon. And if you watch the game, what do you think about Marcus Smith as well, says Ronaldo. I mean, him and the Harlequins at the moment are going hand in hand with like the amount of skill that man has got. He's going to be the starting team for England within the next little while as well. My bet is Wasps 20 and Saints 20. Or sorry, Wasps 29 and Saints 20 from Kevin there. And also we have got there the Clan, says Pip there as well. But yeah, Marcus Smith at the moment, he is currently kind of like, I mean, at the moment, England, they've got their starting 10. They normally give it, I would say they normally give it Owen Farrell, or he might play 12, depending on how it goes. Him and also Marcus Smith with 10 would be quite a cool one to see if they do decide to use him in the Northern Tour or the internationals that are coming up very soon. But I quite enjoy watching him play. I remember the game between the Wasps and the Harlequins from last year's Premiership. Scored the last minute try and won his team the game 44 points to 42. And what was one of the best games that I have ever seen as well. I seriously need to avoid Sarries fans as well, says Sebastian now getting driven backwards. And the tackle there, the Saints, it was Osric to get the carry there. Still available here for them once again, and it is going to be kicked downfield by Alex Mitchell into the 22 and taken nicely by Jacob Umanga, who now is looking for the touchline once again here. We're already 29 minutes through this one, and he decided to try and keep that ball in there for the Saints. It did take up a little bit more time, but Alex Mitchell still going to be kicking this one back downfield. Returning fire, taken nicely by Jacob Umanga. No, it's Watson, and now he is looking for the touchline, going for the 50-22. Hasn't really got too much on it, though, and now it's going back for the penalty. And the question is, okay, it's actually going to be... Okay, so the conversation is he was actually off the pitch when he did get that one and then threw it back in play. So because of it, if he had landed back in the field of play for Mitchell, it would have been able to continue. But also we have got there come on you Saints as well, says Pip. And at the moment, they have got the 3-point lead. Both of these sides will be chasing the bonus point, but Northampton, they have not lost the game yet in this Gallagher Premiership. While we are at it, watching this backline as they are moving, this is how the table is sitting at the moment. So Northampton, if they get themselves a win with a bonus point by more than 10 points here, they will actually move into first place. That's going to be a penalty. Now, once again, it looks like more than likely it is a penalty to the Saints there. I think there is a player who is going to get a little bit of a talking to now at the moment for something that has been taking place. It looks like the captain's being called over. Okay, so 3 times so far, the player has been thrown across and landing on support players, and the referee has said very sternly there cannot be a fourth. So if there is one more, will lead to someone going to the bin. I'd like to make it clear that I'm not Catholic, even though I was baptized and confirmed as well. Says Katie Dixon there. And also the chat from the Sarries fans. Of course, they were able to get that win yesterday over Newcastle for Saracens. And what looked like it was going to be a massive upset for the way that the match did start. But we've had a few of those so far. The same with the Toulouse game, where they were playing up against Pau, I believe it was. And actually at this stage, it will be coming across the screen. There it is. Pau were actually leading 7-0 at halftime, but then Toulouse, they just went straight up there like they normally do, Toulouse, and they were able to get themselves into a winning position, also with a bonus point, I believe, in the end there. And now the Northampton side, they are going to be armed for the line out once again. Oh gosh, Bath is right at the bottom. They are indeed. They are very unfortunate because they've had a lot of close encounters. I believe they only just lost to Bristol, also lost by 1 point to Sale Sharks, if I'm not wrong there. So they've been a little bit unlucky. That one's going to be on the side now, and it's going to be taken here by big Tom Willis. Robson now kicking this one in behind, got charged down partially, and now it's going to be bouncing back on the side of the Saints. Oh, no, he's had a little bit of a fumble there. It was Fraser Dingwell, and he did drop that one. And we have got there, ref is done with these shenanigans as well, says Scotty Dixon. And also, we have got there, you have to be as a Leinster fan, don't take any chances as well, says Sebastian there. And also, we have got the Huss in the chat from Katie. So now it's going to be a scrum beat 40 metres out from the line of the Northampton Saints. And this is a perfect attacking position. Definitely if they decide to use that combo of Willis off the back of the scrum and Robson as that kind of next receiver, would be a good opportunity for them to be able to get themselves a lead going into the second half, because this stage we've had 17 points. Normally in each half or so, we would have around 25, which does mean we've still got one more try in this first half, theoretically, if we're basing it off the averages that we have seen so far. But yeah, at this stage, I will also ask a question for you guys in the chat. That's actually going to be the penalty for the knee going down. Now, the Wasps, they could get themselves back to an even playing field and have it 10-all here, but is that what they want to do? Or do they kick it for the corner? It looks like Jacob Umangi, he's got the ball. They are going for the post, so it is going to be 10-10 by the looks of this one, if he is able to get it from about 40 metres out. But so far, I see Matt Proctor has not returned to the field yet. So that could be a massive hit for them in that regard, as he was looking good for the first few moments that he was out. I believe it was an HIA that did have him removed from the field, but it was the penalty up against, I want to say it was Paul Hill there. Yes, it was. Did unfortunately get himself penalised there, which does lead to the chance for Jacob Umangi to be able to kick this one straight down the middle and try and get it back to a 10-10 game. And we've had so many close games recently in the Gallagher Premiership, also just in rugby in general. We are seeing a lot of games just going absolutely right down to the wire. We saw a game for the URC Stormers taking on, it was Edinburgh, 20-all draw at the end of that game. Munster is up 30 points against the Scarlets as well. Says Katie Dixon, have they got another try that I have missed? But that one has gone over, so he did not miss it. Yes, they did indeed get themselves another try, and at the moment they are sitting on 43, and it was the try of Clote. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but I feel like I may have absolutely butchered that name. But he was able to score the try for Munster, so now they are sitting 43 points to 13 as well. Very impressive. I love rugby as well, says Katie Dixon and Nick and Nick this game. Yeah, it is at the moment. And I feel like this is the perfect way to end kind of the weekend of rugby when we do have a close game that is just impossible to be able to decide who is going to be winning it because of how close it always is sitting. Right to those final moments. Like we've had so many games recently going to Golden Point in the Bunnings NPC, and that is one of the things that they do not have in the Gallagher Premiership. But maybe if it was going to be that case, there would certainly be a few more games going a little bit longer. But Dan Bigger now, a lot of pressure on him, tackled low there. I believe it was the rush defence of Vaifafita now with the counter ruck as well, trying to come in through the gate, but wasn't quite able to get it. Still available for the Saints. It went just backwards. Courtney Laws now going to be shut down once again here. And some good defence from Vaifafita. He's been busy throughout the early stages. We have got the Reds and the Goats as well in the chat from Sebastian going for the Munster boys. And now it's going to be Jacob Umangi with a bit of a step, trying to get straight on it. There it was, their number 7 for the Saints. Still available here for Robson, just outside of their own 22 at the moment, 30 out. And it's going to be Stuke once again getting a carry. So both flocks for the Wasps have been extremely busy throughout this stage. It's very close to giving away a penalty there, the Saints, but it's still going to be available for Robson with the box kick. Doesn't look like anyone is chasing this one too hard other than maybe Shields, who was almost able to get there. He's giving a player a cuddle, and now going through the gap now for the Saints once again. I believe it was once again George Furbank, who has had just a crazy amount of running meters so far in this match so far. Oh, it's a little bit of a juggle there. It's gone backwards though, so the Saints have still got this ball just inside of their own half now. Mitchell passes it back across field. Ball's been dropped. I thought that ball went down, but no. It did end up just having a little bit of a juggle, little kick of mine from Dan Bigger, looking for the ball to sit up there, but it's going to be taken nicely by Ugra, who was dragged down there. Looked like an awkward-looking tackle, but Furbank able to make it. Now Robson going for the 50. 22 of this ball goes out, which is very close to always been able to just keep it in, but now a huge amount of pressure on the man as well. But the missed tackle, and now he's going for the counter-attack. Very nicely done there. Oh, but it's taken beautifully by Watson. This is not over yet, but it was Slighthome who was able to do nicely. And Watson now getting closer as well. The ball is still available on the side of the wall. So going to be passing it back once again. This guy's getting a little bit quicker at this stage. It does say flash score is sleeping. There we go, where they have updated it. And it's going to be the penalty there for the Northampton Saints. And I believe it was Matavisi getting straight over the ball and winning the penalty for us. So we have got the exactly Hamish. There's something about Cozy Sunday Rugby that makes everything right in the world as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, is the Bunnings NPC on hold, Hamish? My app shows no games for the weekend, says Sebastian. So pretty much at this stage, they were originally going to be having the finals almost at this stage of the year. But because of kind of the few cases and everything popping up, it has had the weeks delayed. So I will tell you the games that I have got on my app, and we will have to wait and see whether or not they will actually be the ones that are taking place. But I know the first one that is being talked about is actually Northland playing Otago. That was going to be in Northland. But now with the fact that they have gone into level 3 lockdown, that one's not going to be happening there anyway, depending on how it goes. But now Tuamonga Allen coming off the field, and that's going to be for Schultz in the first half as well. So a little bit of an impact player, perhaps, to see how he goes. So round 7 for myself at this stage. I have got Friday night, it's going to be Northland versus Otago at 7:05. Then the next game, Taranaki versus Waikato at 2:05 on Saturday. Hawke's Bay versus Canterbury, but Canterbury are the home side, so no Shield challenge there. Manawatu playing Wellington on Saturday as well. Those are the games that I have got, but they could be subject to change. Now, Dan Robson trying to pierce the gap. Dragged down there once again, close to the ball, and it's the penalty for the Northampton Saints. They are doing very nicely indeed. My app says Northland Otago, 15th of October still. So, yeah, I feel like they will have to move that game, depending on whether or not Northland got out of their quarantine or kind of out of the region in time. Is Sam Kane going to take captain back on into the year tour as well, says Kevin. I believe he has only recently played one fixture for, it was actually his Heartland rugby team. So I'm not too sure whether or not he will be in that situation of being on that Northern tour. But if he is joining back up with the squad, I don't know whether or not you can give him the captaincy straight back, because I think he'll have to work a little bit to get back into that starting lineup. We've got some informed 7s at the moment, whether that is going to be Dalton Papali, Artie Savia might even get a chance at 7 once again if they decide to go with a Satutu or Jacobson at number 8. So I feel like Sam Kane, first of all, he'll want to get himself back into that environment, and then from there, maybe later on he gets that captaincy. But I know Sam Whitelock is another one that has been mentioned as maybe going the captaincy. Once again, Auckland have only played 2 games. I wouldn't be fair if they relegated into the championship as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, that is a true fact. I think at this stage, if I was in charge, which of course I am not, but I would say if I was in charge of it, I would say there's no relegation from the championship or the premiership, this year. And you go with Auckland in that regard. That means that they don't have to play a whole heap of games trying to kind of catch up. And then also for the championship, you go the top 4 teams. And at this stage, I'm just going to have a quick look and see how it sits at the moment, because I believe this is actually, they have Manawatu playing as well in another matchup. That's the wrong one there. But this one here, so Manawatu actually are going to be moving up a little bit, or they are going to be sitting there almost into first place, with Taranaki also getting the win. So I would say you have those 4 top teams, including North Harbour, I should say, who have only played a couple games, and you go from there and have those playoff games, and someone gets promoted. So it'll be an 8-6 split next season. That's how I would do it if I was in charge. But I pretty much just sit in my lounge at 3 a.m. and talk about the games. Instead, that one's going to be a kick downfield. It's a good kick as well by Alex Mitchell. It's a very good kick there. It looked like it was very close to going out on the full, but it's taken very nicely by Mitchell here. I'm just going to look at the replay here. Look close to going out on the full, but just bouncing. Oh, it's close to the line. I'm also not going to lie, I miss Sam Kane a lot, as well as Scotty Dixon. Yeah, he's been out for a little while, that man. So hopefully he does get his way back into the squad at some stage, I should say. And also, who you back in tonight? Stade Francais, home to Clermont. I fancy Clermont, but they're massive underdogs with the odds as well, says Jack. It's a tough one. Nari Lamape, we haven't seen him score a try yet, I don't believe, for Stade Francais. So I feel like he's due to get one, but they are actually, I believe it is Stade Francais sitting in 13th at the moment on the top 14, or maybe even 14th. And then also, I believe Clermont aren't that much higher, in about 11th or 10th. So it's going to be those 2 games of underdogs, I guess you could say. But Stade Francais, I'm hoping Nari Lamape gets a try, because of the fact he hasn't really had a chance. That's going to be a penalty for the Wasps. And once again, doing nicely. Yeah, they're just trying to find whether or not that number 12 jersey, as him starting or an impact player off the bench, is the best combo, which is very tough to do in the early stages. Definitely when you're playing tough opposition in that top 14. Different style of rugby as well. But also, we have got there Sam Kane played for King Country, I should say, this weekend. He looked a bit rusty, but he was getting better towards the later phases of the game. And that's the thing. A lot of people have been kind of giving him a bit of stick, but he is one of those guys, Sam Kane, like the term workhorse is thrown around a little bit in rugby, but you know that he's always going to get to the breakdown when he needs to. Yes, he doesn't have any fancy runs like an Artie Savi or someone like that who can absolutely just bust through tackles, but he will always be there in those situations. And it's just one of those players that will always give you that 110% while he is out on the field. Taken nicely by Brad Shields. Now Robson just about 40 meters out, and we've only got a minute left in this first half. Once again, crashing the ball up there for the Wasps. It's stolen though, but it's a penalty, right? I believe they will take on the 3 points. Will they, or Robson take the quick tap? We will have to wait and see. And also, Clermont just beat Racing 92, so I fancy them. They are underdogs about $3. State are $1.40. So I feel like that's probably, I wouldn't have had Stade Francais as that much of a favourite, because of the fact that they are bottom of the table at the moment. So it will be interesting to see how it goes in that regard. I believe that one was actually Augustus who was almost able to get in there, and there is a pat on the back for that man, and they are saying, yeah, we were a little bit hard done by their mate, and he looked like a perfect number 7 replacement for Richie in the All Black squad as well. Says it was Sebastian. Also, I hope his shoulder bounces back soon. It's probably all rubbery right now, bless him as well. Says Katie Dixon. Yeah, the man has certainly had plenty of injuries over his time as well, because I believe he's had quite a few concussions, so I think it is one of those big ones for him that as soon as he has one more concussion or anything like that, I think his career may be kind of closer to the end, which is why he wants to be able to push his way back towards the All Blacks and get one last run in the black jersey. Jacob Umaga kicking that one, missing that one. So it's going to remain 10-all going into halftime, and he hasn't struck that one too well. And now at the halftime mark, it is going to be 10 points to the Wasps and 10 points to the Northampton Saints. So we'll have a quick look to see whether or not Munster have decided to score themselves any more points. No, they have not quite yet. But I'm sure that they will be not too far off, maybe being able to score themselves one more try. And Munster were actually the underdogs going into that match as well. 43 points to 13, the way that it is sitting at the moment. Not too much in terms of the underdog in that regard. And also we have got the Saracens fan. Really wish we could see Saracens versus Crusaders. I know that they've rumoured a Club World Cup taking place in about 2024, which may actually see some of these league sides, or club sides, I should say, get an opportunity to face each other. The likes of, I know, Leinster Crusaders is another game that a lot of people have been begging to see, but the closest that we have got is on Rugby Challenge 4, which we have actually got a Rugby Challenge 4 Be a Pro live stream tomorrow, where we are playing for the Highlanders and also the All Blacks. We do get a chance as well. I feel bad for his wife. She probably like, bro, just retire. You've taken head knocks too. And I wonder how far away he is from caving into that, or caving to that kind of pressure like Ben Smith. And I feel like the only way that he would end up retiring is if he did end up in like a commentary role or something along those lines. Coaching maybe actually would be a good route for him to go down if he did decide to retire, because of the fact that I feel like taking him straight away from all rugby, he just wouldn't be able to handle that kind of side of it. So I think give him a coaching role, give him a commentary role, because he's got plenty of knowledge and he has kind of been there, done that when it comes to the All Blacks as well. And they are showing Waikato versus Canterbury, and of course, plays for the Chiefs normally Super Rugby-wise for Sam Cane. And the big question is, I know that his contract was almost up for them, but I believe he may have extended it for that one as well. Behave as well, says Sebastian. But at this stage, 10-10 in this game between these two sides. Seems like it could be a very close second half as well. We will get some stats up for you guys to do with this match, but at the moment, I will also show the way that it is sitting in terms of the table going into this match. Northampton, they have not lost a game this year yet. And also Leicester, or I should say this season actually. But then we've also got their 18 points. But Leicester Harlequins sitting on 15, and Gloucester also doing decently, sitting on that 11. And then the Wasps sitting in 10th. But they have only played two games, just the one win so far. And that was actually up against the Bristol Bears. So a very impressive one in that regard for them. But we will get those stats up for you ladies and gentlemen who are in the chat. But if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we do cover quite a few games of the Gallagher Premiership. Also, all of those international fixtures we will be doing as well. And we have got there, who's better, Aaron Smith or Antoine Dupont, in your opinion as well? That's a very tough question, because they've both got very different play styles. I would say Dupont's probably the more unorthodox player in a good way, if that makes sense. But then Aaron Smith, you know that he's got one of the most precise passes in world rugby and will always be able to put you through a gap as well. And Dupont, he is an up-and-coming talent. Aaron Smith, kind of the veteran in that regard. So they're kind of two completely different ends of the spectrum, I guess you could say. But yeah, it is always very tough to pick between that. But I think they're both great in their own individual ways in that regard as well. We have got the RB right back as well, says Katie Dixon, and she has got the coffee emoji there. And also, yeah, I'll probably flip out. And we probably flip out, and I don't blame him as well, says Katie Dixon there. But so far in this match, 66% of the possession has gone the way of Northampton. So they're doing very nicely so far. Meters carried 102 compared to the 47 of the Wasps. So not really too much ball running from the Wasps in the early stages of this game as well. But when they did have a chance, they did get the try. One line break, one try for them in this game, although they have got 3 clean breaks so far in this one. 4 defenders beaten for the Northampton Saints, and only 0 for the Wasps. So they haven't been really able to break through too much in the early stages of this one as well. But looking through at some of these player stats, I feel like one player to look out for was the number 15, and that was George Furbank. And also maybe Tommy Freeman and quite a few running meters, I would think, depending on how they have gone. They've actually given him only 6 for Furbank. 1 carry, 1 defender beaten. Tell you what, Matt Proctor, though, 25 meters carried, 6 carries in that one. No defenders beat him, but he was doing very nicely. And also Augustus in the number 8 jersey, 18 meters carry, 4 carries, 3 defenders beaten, and 1 clean break there as well. So it is a big shame that he is going to be off the field for the rest of the game by the looks of it, Matt Proctor. And also we have got there, would you agree Dan Carter was a better player than Wilkinson, because Wilkinson was a better kicker, or disagree as well, says Jack Lewis. And that seems to be the one tonight of the comparing the two players. But once again, they're both, I guess you could say, very different players in that regard. They were both very good, both very accurate, and both very precise when it came to their kicking. I will say Rugby 08, I always used to use Dan Carter because of the monster boot that they gave him in that game, just to be able to really kick it downfield. But Wilkinson as well, like his drop goals were just on another level. We know that from the 2003 World Cup as well. And we have also got there, that sounds fair to me, says Sebastian. And also, coffee sounds great, or sounds good, sorry. I'm going to brew one for myself as well, says Sebastian. I'm going to try and remember the time zones, but I feel like I will be a mile off in that regard. So Katie Dixon at the moment, she will be sitting at 9 a.m.-ish, or about 10 minutes to 9, I believe. And Sebastian, it's always tricky to remember the Romanian time. I want to say that you're sitting at around, you probably actually, are you sitting around lunchtime, like 12:51, Sebastian? If I'm not wrong, we have also got there Northampton over this Wasps team as well. Says Rugby Geeks, are you streaming at the moment as well, mate? Do let me know. But yeah, at this stage, it's being very close at the moment. 10 all at this stage. And Northampton, they haven't lost a game this year yet. So they will be open to be able to get themselves up there a little bit more. 4 p.m. here in Brighton, England as well, says Jack. And also nice coffee and chocolate biscuits, I should say. Sounds perfect as well, says Kevin. And yeah, at this stage, we are sitting 4 a.m. almost here in New Zealand. So I feel like after this game, I am going to end up going to bed, and then we will be doing our live streams tomorrow as well, which is going to be a rugby challenge for Be a Pro, where we have actually been put into the All Blacks. We lost a couple games up against the Springboks. Unfortunately, I am bro halftime loop break as well, says Rugby Geeks. I thought for a second, because I do actually, I'm a member of your Discord, I believe. I still am part of that. And I did get the notification that you were going to be going live for it. So hopefully it is going all good for you, mate. And hopefully you're impressed with the game so far. I did mention a stat, and that is 49.5 points average for these games that do take place at kind of the random hour of Monday morning here in New Zealand. So we should have a high score in second half, theoretically, at least around that kind of 29, 30 points. And yeah, hopefully it does break through very soon as well. And 5:51 p.m., 10 hours behind New Zealand as well, says Sebastian. Okay, so I think I went 9 hours forward rather than 10 hours back. So I did mess up a little bit there in that regard. Are you going to wake up in 4 hours for Stade Clermont game? As well, says Jack. I'm so tempted, but I feel like if I am going to have a live stream tomorrow night at about 7:30 p.m. New Zealand time, I probably will have to have a sleep, but I'll probably end up watching the replay of that game, because I think it is going to be available on New Zealand TV on Sky. So we'll end up watching that one and seeing maybe Nadi Laumape scoring himself his first try of the year. We will have to wait and see. But other than that, though, I don't really know too many other players. I believe Raka's out on the wing for the Clermont side, if I'm not wrong, and he's quite a talented player indeed. But now, at this stage, they're actually showing the highlights of Canterbury versus Waikato in that one, and I'm absolutely loving the Bunnings FPC at the moment here in New Zealand. We have got there. I reckon the second half will open up as bodies tire, lots of ball in playtime as well, says Rugby Geeks. Yeah, there were a lot of kicks just going straight down the middle of the field, returning fire as well. But I think Dan Robson's going to be one of the keys for the Wasps in this one, because of the fact that he had a very good support run where he did set up the try. And tell you what, I will ask you the question, Rugby Geeks. How do you pronounce the number 14's last name? Is it Zach Kibarigi? Is it Kibarigi? Because of the fact that I didn't actually hear how they said it, and I feel like I pronounce it wrong every time. And also we have got there Cami Lopez as well, monster kicker, says Jack Lewis. And also, do you take energy drink to stay up as well, says Kevin. Believe it or not, I have never actually had an energy drink. I feel like the closest thing to an energy drink that I've had is a Powerade, which I guess it's a weird one, because my friends always say that for myself, anytime it's like late at night, I seem to get drunk off tiredness rather than off like alcohol or anything like that. So pretty much the later I stay up, the more awake at times I get to, until I hit that crashing kind of down, which is normally at about 7 a.m. or so. But this game is going to be long over by then, and then I will be sound asleep. But pretty much my sleep schedule at the moment has become stay up during the night watching rugby, and then sleep during the day kind of thing on the weekends, and then vice versa in the week. And it's watch rugby during the week and kind of do all my research and whatnot, and then sleep during the night. Bit of editing as well on the gaming channel we have got ourselves as well. So we've got plenty going on at the moment for the Kiwi Lads headquarters. Also trying to move out into a little, I guess you could call it a sleep out at the moment. We were actually originally out there for the start of the Kiwi Lads channel, but Wi-Fi is not good out there, so we did have to switch it up a little bit in that regard. But at this stage now, we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway here. But we are just waiting for Waikato versus Canterbury to stop playing as well. We get 10-10 at this stage. 2 tries, an early try for Sam Matavisi, and also the later try in the end for Zach Kibu. For Zach Kibarige as well. That was a sneeze, believe it or what. Believe it or not, I should say. I was trying to find the mute button on my headset, and I just panicked, so then I just kind of shut down into a little ball and tried to sneeze as quietly as possible. We have also got there, how do you switch sleep patterns quickly during the week as well, says Cabbage Patch. I guess it is just a case of, I think it is normally, because during the weekend, I'll probably wake up at about 5 p.m. and during the week, I probably wake up at about 2 or so, somewhere around there. So it's a few hours back, but I think it is because of the fact that I always try and sleep for a little bit longer than 8 hours as well. I always try and get like 10 or so. So then from there, it kind of helps me out in terms of if I go to bed just that little bit earlier, I sometimes manage to get through a little bit later. But summer at the moment, it's going to suck because of the fact that when we get to the little bit more of the warmer temperatures, it's harder to sleep during the day because of the fact that my room gets quite hot as it has got the sun straight away in the morning. So that's something to factor in for the later stages. But the November internationals, they're going to be interesting because of how many games are going to be taking place in a row. But pretty much it is just a case of, I guess, because of the fact that I have been doing so many of these live streams in the middle of the night, this is almost becoming like my, I guess, tea time, even though we are sitting at 4 a.m. at the moment in the morning as well. I'm back, says James Gordon. And yeah, hopefully we have got a good second half on the cards at the moment. But now they are just showing this game between Waikato and also it was Canterbury. And in the end, it was actually Canterbury who were able to win, or sorry, Waikato, who were almost able to win that game, 19 points to 20. But then they did miss the final kick. Fletcher Smith, unfortunately for him, just not quite able to get it there. We also got the, that's great username, brother, as well. You must be an English rugby fan as well, says Sebastian there. But at this stage now, just the 2 tries, like I mentioned, Munster and the Scarlets has actually finished, and the end score of that game was 43 points to Munster and 13 to the Scarlets. So another very good performance from Munster, and I believe more than likely that will move them right up into first place. Yes, it does indeed. They are sitting on 15 with their points differential. I'm going to unplug my phone so you guys can see it as well. Munster at this stage sitting on the 15 points with the points differential of plus 71. Ulster in second, Leinster in third, and then Glasgow sitting in the 4th place position as well. The highest up side from South Africa are actually sitting in that 11th place at the moment, and that is the Lions, and they are sitting there on 11th. And then also it is going to be the Sharks, the Bulls, and the Stormers all next to each other, 13, 14, 15. And now they don't have home games in South Africa. I do see the recent games, or that were going to be taking place, they are actually going to be taking place, and it will be, I believe it's going to be in Italy for those games to be taking place as well, which is a little bit of an unfortunate situation for them there as well. But nonetheless, we are almost getting back underway for the second half of this Gallagher Premiership last match of round 3 as well. We have got there, by the way, Hamish Twickenham is also called the Cabbage Patch. Funny little story behind it as well, says Sebastian. I did see yesterday at a Saracens game, even though it wasn't at Twickenham, we never really worked out why there was something on fire in the background. I believe it was the smoke from some sort of cooking device or some sort of bonfire or something that they did have right next to the ground. And I didn't realize that that would be something that they'd be allowed to do, but I assume it would have to be the certain direction of the wind for it to be able to take place. But yeah, all the results of this week we have got coming across the bottom of the screen as well, alongside the try scorers of the competition. But Ulster able to get that win over Benetton. Leinster, big win over Zebra as well. Close game between Glasgow and the Lions, but Glasgow just able to sneak it in the end. The Dragons winning over Connacht, and then also a 20-all draw between Edinburgh and the Stormers, and then Cardiff losing to the Bulls. So 2 South African time. No, sorry, that's not maths. Yeah, it is. 2 wins for the South African sides in the URC, 1 draw, and then 1 close loss as well. They're getting better in that regard, and then a few big wins for sides in the top 14 as well, including just the 1 more game, and that's going to be Stade Francais taking on the side that will be from Clermont for this match as well. I didn't know that. I'm British Japanese as well, says the Cabbage Patch. So which country I should say, do you reside out of at the moment, mate? And what time is it there? Because I am working on my time zones and I'm still a mile off in terms of a lot of these countries, but hopefully I can get the hang of it in a very short moment and start to be able to really work out what time it is where wherever you guys are in the world. For some reason, anytime I try and put a sentence together tonight, my tongue tries to go and just gets in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then I end up kind of dragging out some sentences and words, unfortunately. But now, something that won't be dragged out too much longer is this halftime of this game as well. We're thinking Brad Shields for the Wasps could be a key. Also, Dan Robson, those two other ones to look out for. But then Augustus and also, I would say Matt Proctor if he was out there, but he's not there, unfortunately, for them. So I will go instead George Furbank or Tommy Freeman as a player to watch out. But do let me know in the chat who you guys think will be scoring the first try of the second half. And I would say of those players that I said, I'll just take them all. I'll go about 5 different fellas to get the first try. But now Brad Shields, they are showing him in the number 6 jersey. He hasn't had the busiest game, but I feel like the later stages of the match will really start to benefit him as he starts to wear the defense down a little bit more. But the Northampton Saints, they've been going decently. I'm in Japan, and it's midnight now and bloody warm as well, says the Cabbage Patch, because I believe, if I'm not wrong, do you know the time that the kickoff has taken place in Japan for that game between Japan and Australia? The Cabbage Patch, because I believe here in New Zealand it is going to be around a 5 p.m. kickoff, which is actually a very nice time. That's why I kind of want to get more into the Japanese top league when it does start back up, because of the fact that the timing of those games is actually decent for us here in New Zealand. A little bit easier than the 4 a.m. starts and whatnot that we have got for the URC. Or Frank Lamani out on the field here for the Northampton Saints. He did play for the Rebels throughout Super Rugby. Very talented player as well, so now he's got an opportunity to try and get something going here for his side. I'm excited to see him play as well. I feel like he could actually be the key. The battle of the nines. Robson taking on Lamani. We'll have to wait and see how it goes as well. But now it is going to be Dan Bigger who will be kicking off this one for Northampton. Going from left to right now at Coventry Building Society Arena. It's a long name, but it's a long game as well. 80 minutes. So we've only had the 40. And now we have got 40 to go. Northampton going to be kicking this one back off. And we have got around 29 points or so that will be scored in the second half. According to the averages, Brad Shields there dragged down nicely just inside of the 22, and it looks like straight away Robson will be looking for the box kick as well. Brad Shields' first second half try score as well, says Jaden. Very decent shout there, mate. And I believe at this stage, because the Wasps haven't really had too many attacks inside of the 22, and I feel like once they do, when they can use those big forwards, that's going to be a knock-on advantage here for the Saints, and it's going to be Shields now passing it back across field. Little flick out the back, and it's going to be Watson kicking this one back downfield, and they are going to be going back now for the scrum. What are they saying there? Someone is limping at the moment. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. In Japanese top league as well, says Sebastian. And also, plus the Japanese top league is flooded with international players. Some of them are the very top of the mountain as well. Yeah, the likes of a Peter Steph-Totoy, I believe, is going over there. Also, Ash Dixon. When we talk about New Zealand players, Damien McKenzie. Geez, there's so many of them to think of, and I can't think of all of them off the top of my head as well. But I believe it was an awkward fall here. Or it was actually Freeman who went down there, I believe, if I'm not wrong there. Or was it Bigger who ended up with the injury? Oh, it's Dan Bigger. That's a big one. He doesn't look like he's too comfortable at the moment, trying to shake out the kneecap. He will be hoping to continue this one. Yeah, that was so frustrating for South Africa team having to move to Italy as well, says Kevin. Yeah, they were finally going to get a couple home games in a row. So now for it to be in Italy, it completely changes that kind of dynamic of where those games are going to be taking place, because instead of playing it, I believe the Bulls were going to be playing Munster at, I was going to say Optus, but it's Loftus. But instead now it's going to be in Italy. So that could be similar to the result between the Bulls and Benetton, because completely different conditions in that side of the world as well. Willie LaRue, another good shout out. As I said, Sebastian, he is indeed. Trying to think of who else there is from the Super Rugby who are going there. I know that Damien McKenzie, also Ash Dixon. There is another massive player who I can't quite think of off the top of my head. I feel like, Lachlan Boshier is another player who we could think of as well. He was actually playing for Taranaki, 50th game for himself on the weekend when they were able to get the win over Otago, which was a very close encounter. But 45 metres out now from their own line here, the Wasps. Now will be Robson once again feeding the ball in for the scrum. They've already won 1 or 2 free kicks from the scrum, and it's kind of wheeling around, and it's going to be now, yes, going a little bit on the wheel side. So now it is going to be the free kick once again here for the Wasps. Tom Willis could actually also be another shout for being able to get there. Kieran Reid as well. See, Sebastian, is he going once again? I know that he was there last year, if I'm not wrong, because that's the thing. Michael Hooper and Kieran Reid were on the same side last year, which is just the weirdest combo because of the fact that you wouldn't think of those guys as being on the same team, but they were able to do it. Robson there with the free kick, just kicking it down towards the 22 and taken nicely there by Frank Lamani, and he takes the mark as well. They're getting the first touch of the game for himself, Peter Steph-Totoy, and Tui Pelotu as well. Patrick Tui Pelotu, another good player, says the reviewer. So yeah, we've got plenty of those players going over to the Japanese top league. So it's pretty much going to be also that fast-paced style of Super Rugby combined with a lot of physical players in there and just a whole heap of Japanese talent coming through the ranks. The likes of their young wingers, Matsushima's a player to look out for in the international fixtures. Definitely up against Australia if he does get to play because he is phenomenal out on the wing as well. I like Shields in the Prem, but man, I miss when he played for the Canes as well. Says the Cabbage Patch. Yeah, he is a very talented player, Brad Shields. And hopefully, that's a beautiful, nice little set play here. And Okray now offloading it via Fafita, the big man go. You could think he's going down the wing. And he's going to score the try there via Fafita. And that is going to be the opening try of the second half. Maybe there's a little bit of New Zealand bias coming through there. I'm glad to see him score a try. He didn't get much opportunity for the Hurricanes, like we were talking about just before in that regard. But he's going to get an opportunity here. His first try in his third Gallagher Premiership match. Just a nice little set play for Fafita to the front. Then got the offload from Ogre, who just went back. Was it forward? Please don't reverse it. It's going to be forward possibly there. And Japan is where the money is as well, says Sergio. And also we have got there, I think, oh no, he put his foot on the touchline. Oh no. Oh no. So if it's not a full pass, he's put his foot on the touchline. And unfortunately for him, he's touched the line. That's going to be a no try via Fafita. They're going to be checking this one to see whether or not this is forward. I think that is forward, unfortunately. And if it's not forward out of the hands, that's going to be a no try via Fafita. I am sorry, mate. So now it is going to be going right back for the scrum. And it will be the Northampton Saints who have got that scrum feed. I got all excited there. I was happy to see him score because of the fact, like I was mentioning, Hurricanes, he got hardly any game time, but he's such a talented player. Same with Vince Aso in the midfield. Just didn't get any opportunities in those stages a little bit throughout that Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, also Super Rugby Aotearoa as well. And now at this stage, it is going to be the Saints who have got themselves the little bit of an opportunity at scrum time. But like I mentioned, average of 49 points on these weekend games. Definitely on the Monday as well. And it's going to be Harris, Ben Harris, going off the field. And that's going to be Hislop making his way out there as well. So they are making another change here for the Wasps. So I believe, if I'm not wrong, other than Robson and maybe someone in the loose forward trio, they have made most of their front row changes. And also a couple, actually just the one in the back line, I believe, if I'm not wrong there, because of an injury a little bit earlier on. But Matt Proctor also off the field still. So it does mean that it is going to be the opportunity for the Northampton side to use a little bit of a new combo. The marching scrum here from Northampton. It's gone up in the front row, and it's a penalty there. They have been able to win it for the rotating one there. 40 metres out from their own line now. 44 minutes into this game as well. And at this stage, I believe it was the new front row who was struggling just a little bit there. They are saying that it was Okre who did end up giving away that penalty. Of course, Tom Cruise going off the field extremely early. Dan Bigger now going for the banana kick, putting it into touch as well. And now about 30 metres out, the Saints are going to have plenty of space to be able to get something going there. It was already well and truly wiggling around. Even when the halfback was about to put the ball in Mitchell, it was still going side to side. It's going to be taken nicely by Courtney Laws now, and they've got a lot of men on the outside if they decide to use them, but hit the ball up first with the go forward, almost a counter ruck there from the Saints. No, it was the Wasps, sorry, but now dragged down there. Brad Shields, little knock on, and now it does mean that it is going to be the penalty for the Wasps once again. Shields is down. He's doing a roly-poly almost. Now, once again, it's going to be a big opportunity for the Wasps. So it's just a case of both sides already. We are starting to see it open up for the second half. Ball going around all over the place. Also, nice backline movements. Just a little knock on there from Mitchell, and then Brad Shields did end up dragging him down in the end. But now it's the scrum feed off the back. Tom Willis giving it to maybe, I want to say we'll give it to maybe Dan Robson could be the move that I decide to go to here. If they do win the scrum, that is, because at the moment scrum time seems to be a little bit of a 50-50 game between the two sides of who is going to be able to get the better of it in the early stages of the second half as well. But 1 try apiece, 4 tries in this competition does get you the bonus point. So it is just that big question of whether or not either of these sides will be able to do that into this one as well. It's going to be holding still for the Wasps here. Willis taking it back, gives it now to Robson. A bit of a draw on pass to Umunga on the outside. There's got the wide cut out pass if he decides to use it instead. Now stepping on the inside there, number 12. Good leg drive there up to the 45-metre line now. Umunga now thinking about passing it off. He gives it off to Brad Shields, goes down. And they are just inside of the half of the Wasps at the moment. It's going to be Via for feet, a little juggle now, unfortunately for the man, and now it's going to be the scrum feed for the Saints once again. Via for feet is heading to the Wasps as well, says Jan, and he is indeed. He is already out there. He almost scored himself the try in the early stages of the second half, but unfortunately just a little bit of a fall pass to the man, but he is the one who juggled that one and did put it down, unfortunately for him. So he is still yet to get himself that first try of the Gallagher Premiership. Only 3 appearances so far, though, so he is very young in that regard. And I believe there was actually maybe Tom Young that they were showing on the screen just then. But now at this stage, 46 minutes through, they are showing their England attack coach, I should say, Martin Gleeson, actually in the crowd at the moment. So just admiring a bit of this English rugby that we have got ourselves here on a Monday morning. He's actually got Eddie Jones next to him. So I feel like that is surprising that they decided to go with him rather than Eddie Jones, who was sitting there as well. But I will mention, if you are new, be sure to hit that like button. Also, be sure to vote in that poll with who you guys think is going to be winning this game. It is still very close, 10-all going into the second half. Could go either way as well. Hell's bigger doing as well. Did he get injured there as well, says the Cabba Patch. He had a little bit of a limp going a little bit earlier on in the second half, but overall, so far, he hasn't been doing too badly. He's gone for a couple kicking opportunities, hasn't run the ball as much as I possibly would have expected, but he has been going for those kicks in behind, and they've almost been working out. There was one time where there was a kick, but the guy was just a little bit in front, so it did end up being offside. But I feel like he could also be one of those keys for them in the second half, definitely because of the fact that they've already had to make a change. But Hutchinson is still on the bench, I believe. I think they brought out Alex Moon there, if I'm not wrong, for the replacement of Matt Proctor. So maybe Dan Bigger gets to stay out there. That's a massive push from the Wasps, and they win the penalty. And now just marching forward there. Tuamogi Allen tries to handshake the guy. Feel like that's not going to go well when you're driven him backwards in the scrum as well. We have got Katie Dixon back with the coffee. She is ready to go for the second half as well. At this stage, that was just a massive push from the Wasps from the get-go. The ball, it was a good hook back as well, but it just took them a little bit too long to get that ball out. It started moving and the Wasps started marching. And that will be a stinging one for the Saints as well. Kick for the touchline, and now they're going to be about 22 meters out with the line out to go. And they're having a bit of a team meeting here. Who do they decide to go with? They've got Willis. They've got also Brad Shields, but maybe they go out the back line and give it out to maybe a Josh Bassett. Out on the wing could be a good option there. But we will have to wait and see. But first of all, though, of course, they need to make sure that this one is a good throw from Ogra to be able to get the opportunity on the 22 now. Going out into the hands now of Stuke, who was able to take it nicely, trying to get it going forward here with a little bit of a rolling maul. Being well defended by the Saints, though. They have been told to use it once. 22 meters out. Robson now passing it back. Linking up, flat ball into the hands of all. They didn't protect that one too well for the Saints, but Augustus just not quite able to get it. Jacob Umaga cut out pass here. Now it's going to be Watson with the step. He's got drawn pass. Bassett gets it now down the wing, and he is stepping only going to be 10 meters out. This is about as close as they have been to the line at the moment. Courtney Laws almost got a hand on that ball, but now they're going to have the opportunity to use those big forwards that they have got. Robson passes a big hit there on the number 17 there. Robson once again going to be firing this one back. Instead decides to use the back line. Almost a knock-on from Jacob Umaga. I believe it was a knock-on, but they are going to be continuing just for now. Robson now once again. No, they are going to be going back for that knock-on. And it does mean now that the Saints are going to have the scrum feed. Close one there. For them once again, sub count is just lingering at 6.9. Come on, 7K. As well as says Katie Dixon. I believe we will probably be sitting there for the next maybe week and a half or maybe even 2 weeks, just because of the fact that I think international rugby is our one that does really tick us up in terms of those numbers. But I've just been enjoying the amount of rugby that we have got as well. Like the fact that we are already almost at 7,000, and our goal by the end of this year was going to be 3,500. The year before that, it was actually going to be 100 by the end of the year, and we were almost on 1,000. We have grown way quicker than I expected us to. So 6.9 is absolutely phenomenal at the moment. And yeah, I am excited to see how it goes heading into the end of the year. Definitely with the Cricket World Cup as well. We did a little bit of cricket right back at the start of this one as well. And also we have got there, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and show love. Always appreciate it as well with the 10 out of 10 emoji from Sebastian there. You heard the man. And I have to say straight away, Sebastian and Katie, you guys, in terms of the moderating so far, have been phenomenal, because of the fact we've had more spammers than we've ever had before over the last kind of little while. And you guys have been handling it like champions as well. So I do thank you all very much for that, as it does just mean that I'm able to balance kind of the live commentary, and also with that as well. It's a free kick to the Wasps. That's a mistake from the Northampton Saints, and now they will have the free kick, which does mean that they don't get to kick for the post, but What do they decide to do here? Okay, no, they do get to kick for the post. So it was actually a penalty rather than a free kick. The way that he blew the whistle, it sounded like it was just a free kick. And what a win for Tyson Fury it was indeed. Able to get the win over Devontae Wilder. Did I pronounce his name right? I feel like I got that a little bit wrong. But yeah, in the 11th round, the knockout as well. So it was a very impressive one indeed. And I think Savish as well says, Kenny Dixon, no worries. Because at the end of the day, you guys in the chat, with your moderation as well, it does just mean that it saves me kind of an extra job of doing it while we're going. Because the thing is with the moderators as well, like you guys have been getting rid of those accounts very quickly and efficiently. And it's kind of one of those ones. I did say on one of the live streams that the moderators, or sorry, not the moderators, the comments made by the people weren't actually coming up on mine, but that was not true. But it's more of the case of I'm just at this stage just ignoring what they are putting because of the fact that they pretty much just want the attention, which if we don't give it to them, then they get all sad, unfortunately. But I've got a suspicion of who it is because of the fact that he's actually said before that him and his friend did it on someone else's channel. So I am just wary of that at this stage. We will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. But 13 points now for the Wasps as Jacob Umaga has been able to get that one over. I love being a mod. It's a lot of fun as well, says Katie Dixon. Although I'm not sure what they're playing at when they do try and impersonate you, Katie, because surely they should know that if you've got the ability of removing comments, you will know when you haven't commented as well. Yeah, it's got there, DeBorba. I was a bit worried when they got, or when he got knocked down twice in the four rounds, but he dominated towards the ends. Couldn't have ended differently as well, says Sebastian there. Now it's going to be via Fafita off the field, and that's going to be Gaskell making his way out there now. Now Freeman passing it across to Augustus once again, dragged down in the end by the number 12 and straight on the ball, not able to get it there for Thomas Young. Going back once again, good low tackle there from O'Grant. It's going to be the penalty to the Wasps for the double move and right. This is going to be about 45 metres out at the moment. Do they decide to go for the three? I feel like they've got to almost go for the corner because Jacob Umaga did miss the kick a little bit earlier on and it was a bit closer. But James Gaskell, first appearance this season, and I believe he just won aside the penalty as well. So what a way to come out there as well. And yeah, I don't think they understand that modding is a jab with tasks, is a job, with tasks to perform. It's not a merit badge of popularity that you get to exploit and abuse as well, says Katie Dixon. And cheers for the compliment, Hamish. I just love being here, to be honest, as well. And I just love having you guys here as well. Like the fact that you guys have stuck around for so long, and even when we're in the middle of the night here in New Zealand, like you guys are always here for these Gallagher Premiership live streams, and it makes it a lot of fun because just having that chat kind of going at the same time, it does mean that it just makes it fly by these games as well, because of the fact that we are sitting 4:15 a.m. in New Zealand, and also we have got the Hamish. You have so much energy as well. I do indeed, mate. At this stage, I feel like it's these rugby games in the middle of the night. I just end up wide awake, and then straight after them, like I probably almost will fall asleep standing up in the shower, depending on how I go. But yeah, hopefully that won't be the case. But Jacob Umaga, he hasn't struck that one well. It's going to be missing as well, unfortunately, for him. I did question whether or not that was the best option for him so far out there. I've also got there. Good morning, Hamish and Katie Dixon, and to all who are here this morning. Congrats to the Aussie ladies for the win over India. So they were able to get that win in the end. I know that the test matches, I think, ended up, did they go the way of India, that last one? Or was it actually a draw, maybe? But the T20s at the moment, Cricket World Cup for the females, I believe, is next year as well, if I'm not wrong there. And also we have got there, hey, brother, how you do? You're right, Hamish. We have so much fun that the games literally flow by as well. They do indeed, and that's going to be dropped once again. Knock-ons for both sides, just sneaking into the game a little bit, and it was actually there, I believe it was Spink who did drop that ball. Got a bit of a push in the back as well, but didn't quite hold on to that one too nicely. Well, it's got there. I hope you're well, mate, as well, in the chat from Sebastian there to Gary. But at this stage now, another scrum. I believe there's about the 6th scrum that we've had in the second half so far. Actually. I think he got a little finger to that, the Saints player. So that might actually become a reverse scrum because of the fact that it will be a double knock-on in that regard. So Spink here might be let away with it a little bit. He puts their hands up and go, oi, it wasn't the first one to knock that one on. So maybe this becomes the Wasps scrum beat, and by the sounds of the crowd cheer, it is going to be reversed there. And also we have got there in the chat, I found a 10-year-old on TikTok who wants me to report them as well, says James Gordon. So I feel like you're very busy. You are the TikTok police, I guess you could say there, trying to make TikTok a safer and better place, maybe, perhaps. But yeah, at this stage, we did actually recently start up a Kiwi Lads gaming TikTok. It was actually George who decided to do it, and we have got a few Far Cry ones on there. It's going to be another scrum reset here, but the Wasps, they are going to have the scrum feed, and that is the important part for them here. They want to make sure that they are the next team to score a try. Very well. And how is everybody? We are doing well. at this stage, I believe. We've had a whole heap of rugby. As you can see there, the live fixtures, so many close games happening throughout the kind of throughout the week as well. And we have got there for Wasps to hold on as well, says Canva at this stage. I feel like they have been looking like the better side on attack in the second half. So I feel like there is one more try, at least in this game for the Wasps. We have to wait and see whether or not it will be one of those big forwards, such as a Brad Shields or a Tom Willis, or if they could bring on Nassim Carr at some stage, because he is in their number 20 jersey, might get an opportunity later on as well. Wasps are strong in the scrum, they are indeed. And that is going to be one there by Robson now in the first receiver role. It's going to be trying to break the line there. Spink in the number 13 jersey. Robson now fires it back. They got the men on the outside now, and it's going to be Watson. Little kick him behind, going into touch though. So it is going to be 20 metres out now, and it will be the opportunity for the Saints. Once again, we have got there doing well. Gary says Katie Dixon also isn't like all of TikTok just 10-year-olds. You'll be reporting for the rest of your life as well, says Katie Dixon. And I'm following people. I'm following people that are 18 or 20 as well, says James Gordon. Also kids in TikTok. My 7-year-old niece has 6K followers on there. She does digital art. I couldn't believe it as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, TikTok is a different kind of platform compared to YouTube in regards, because I know that George have been looking at a few of the numbers, and like there are just millions and millions of people on TikTok. And I feel like I'm actually one of the only ones who don't actually have it at the moment. Do you rate any All Blacks players good at golf perhaps as well, says Kevin? I know that the Barrett brothers seem to back themselves a little bit. Also, Will Jordan, he's good with a cricket bat, so I assume he's decent with a golf club as well in that regard, because they have been enjoying a little bit of their time at the moment. I almost said the Black Caps because I was talking about cricket, but the All Blacks before they head up to the Northern Hemisphere with a little bit of spare time. And now it's going to be Mitchell getting this ball only about 10 metres out. He's decided to go for the little chip in behind, which is the risky one. Robson with a little bit of a juggle. No, it's hit the foot. And now it is going to be the penalty. 7 straight on the side. So Thomas Young there going to be penalised. And we have there. I can't talk. I have a TikTok as well. I never go on it though as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, we have got there. That's very cool. Congrats to her, says it's like Katie Dixon there. Once again, we have got a stoppage in play. There's going to be a line out now. Who is going to be able to get? Maybe there's only one more try in this match. I'd hate to see it because of the fact that all of these games that happen on the Monday normally average a huge amount of points. Who is that? It's going to be Spink off the field, and Jimmy Goffith now, the very experienced man. He is going to be making his way out there. A little chip behind. It's going to be bouncing on the side of the Wasps there. Looked a bit high, and it is going to be the penalty against. It was unfortunately, I believe I want to say it was Dingwall who did end up catching him high there. Didn't mean to, but it was just unfortunate that it did happen. And just looking there, he ended up, he tried to jump for the ball, but it also got a little bit late. Absolutely not. She's addicted. She really needs to get off it. Thankfully, my brother, her father, is always checking what she's posting as well, says Sebastian. That one has gone out by the Wasps. Yeah, I feel like that's very important to know exactly kind of what children are putting on there, because there's that many people on that platform. There's always a few wrong-uns, I guess you could say, as well. So as long as they're doing a good job and kind of moderating it as well, hopefully we'll be all right there. But she probably, digital art, I feel like she can probably draw better than me. And did you say she's 7? Because I can't draw to save myself. Like any logos or anything that we've got on the channel, like I've had to have Isaac make because I can't draw to save myself. And now it's going to be Tom Willis trying to break through, tackled in the end by Courtney Laws. Robson now marching his way forward. First receiver, Tuamong Allen. And the carry as well, now firing it back, Jacob Umunga. Now going around the side. You've got to be very careful with Courtney Laws. I feel like that's why they haven't really used the big forwards as much as they normally would, because his levers, his arms are just absolutely long. And because of that, it does mean that they aren't really able to get that go forward going in the breakdowns too often. But now it's going to be Jacob Umunga inside. Ball now breaking the line. Offload. No, not able to link up there with Thomas Young. Decided against the offload. Now going back across field. Going to be a good tackle there on, I believe it was their number 16, Robson. Now going short side, drawn pass here. Brad Shields trying to break out of the tackle. He is dragged down once again, though. 22 minutes left in this game and less than 22 metres to the try line here for the Wasps. Robson pass it back across to Tuamong Allen, trying to bring out the step as well, bringing out all the big guns around the side now. It's going to be an offload, and Robson gets it, and he scores the try. And that is the try to the Wasps as well. Happy man at the moment, Tom Robson. That's not his name, it's Dan Robson. But he was able to score it there. It was good hands from Thomas Young. This time he gets the offload right, and I feel like he'll be very happy with that because of the fact that earlier on in the game just didn't quite find the offload at the right time, but that time Dan Robson was right there. He was going, please give me that ball, son. I will put it over the line, and that's exactly what he did in the 58th. And now it is going to be the second try of the match here for the Wasps. So they almost had it earlier on via Fafita. Very nicely done by Dan Robson for the support run. I'm a bit anxious as well to put my art online because of art theft as well. I wonder how other artists deal with it as well, says Katie Dixon. That is a fair point, because I feel like video-wise for like YouTube, it's not as bad in that regard. But like when you post a picture, I guess anyone can take that and then post it anywhere, can't they? In that regard. But it was a beautiful offload here from Tom Young. Now, we remember early on in the last match, he didn't get it right, or earlier on in this match, I should say, didn't quite find the offload at the right time. At that time, Robson was right there, and I actually said at halftime he was going to be the one to watch out for in the second half. The number 9s, I said Frank Lamani. We haven't actually seen him yet, sadly, but we have got the come on Saints. There is still time as well, says Katie Dixon, and also you as well. I suppose I now know how she got to those numbers. It's pretty cool, though she's talented as well. And also we have got there in the chat as well. I wonder who my friends are like. I wonder who my friend likes out of school as well, says James Gordon there. And now at this stage, it is going to be available. Dan Robson just asking the question to the referee. Not sure what the question was, but I'm sure he was asking it. And now 22 metres out from their own line here. Rolled back into the 22. It's going to be chased downfield very close to the touchline. Out on the full, I want to say that was. I'm pretty sure he rolled that back. He rolled that back, didn't he? I feel like he rolled that one back, if I'm not wrong. And I feel like we're missing it at this stage. Unless, of course, I don't know the rule too well. But they were asking the question, but instead it's going to be the Saints down just inside of the half. 45. Are you allowed to roll the ball back from outside of the 22? And as long as you roll it back in to kick it for the box kick, it's all right, I guess. I don't know, but now it's going to be Dan Bigger using the back line. And the Northampton Saints, they're going to try and make the Wasps pay for that one. Mitchell around the side here, piercing the gap, almost able to link up. It was a player getting tackled without the ball, so they got the advantage. Now it's the big man, number 20, trying to make his way forward. It is Harrison. Now it's going to be fired back once again by Mitchell. If Frank Lamani's out on the field, he is actually out there, and he is not playing at number 9. I do see as well. And my little sister's friend twerked on TikTok because she told me, and then her friend got banned as well. Says James got it also. Come on, Saints. There is still time as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, we have got there in the chat as well. I'm Tim Talk. Well, if Tim Talk was around when I was a kid, so many people would have been in jail, would be in jail right now, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, it is one of those ones as well, because I know Facebook, it used to be 13+, but I feel like everyone at primary school had Facebook. But I feel like I didn't really talk to people. Like some of my old Facebook conversations, they are terrible. Like not in regards of terrible as in the things being said, but terrible in how awkward of my encounters were. Like I swear someone said, "Hi, Hamish," and I actually saw it, and it was a 10-year anniversary since I hadn't replied to them in primary school or somewhere in high school. So I felt really bad. And I was going to say happy 10-year anniversary, but then I thought they might take it the wrong way. But I've got some very awkward conversations there for young Hamish. And even like texting now, I'm terrible at it. Like in New Zealand, we can buy like data plans and text plans and everything like that. And even a $3.50 text plan, I don't use all of the 50. So that is why I end up, that's actually a high tackle there. So it's a little bit of it goes both ways, and there could actually be 2 penalties and 1 there. And low Hamish as well, 10 years. Sorry for the late reply as well. Would have been an absolute awesome way of responding there. But the thing is, they don't even live in New Zealand anymore, I don't believe. But yeah, at this stage, we are just seeing whether or not Ogre is going to be going off the field, because if he is, this is going to be another number 2 for them as well going off the field there. Quite a bit of force A is the comment there from the referee. So I'd say now, is this going to be a yellow card? I feel like this could end up being a yellow card for a swinging arm type thing. 10 years to reply. You must be using Internet Explorer as well, and update the score as well. Says Sergio, one moment. Hopefully flash score. There we go. They have updated it as well. Unfortunately, they are always just a little bit behind sometimes on that one as well. I'll give you a clue around my age. I'm a teenager as well, says James Gordon. Are you 14, James, or somewhere around there? I feel like you've mentioned it in the past, but I could have that one wrong. And 10 years to reply. And also we have got there in the chat, there it goes as well. It says Katie Dixon. Also, it's flash score. Admins, Hamish doesn't control it, brother, as well. Says Katie Dixon. Yeah, they seem to take their time sometimes with updating it. So Alex Mitchell here. It does hit the chin. It does hit the chin, and he's kind of leaping like a gazelle into it a little bit. So he's getting a bit of a spring going. Okay, so the referee has actually almost overruled the TMO there. He has said, I can see it there, but it's a yellow card here. And it is going to be 10 minutes off the field for the Wasps as well. But I feel like the big thing there is the referee on the field. He was like, I can see what you're saying, but I feel like the mitigation is not as high as you possibly think. And so it's only going to be a yellow card rather than the red. So probably a little bit lucky there for Ogre because of the fact he could have been off the field for the rest of this game. But now the Saints, they've got the man advantage. They need to make the most of it. They have not lost a game yet this season. And now they've got the rolling maul opportunity to try and get a ref has the final word right, as well as Katie Dixon. And I have to say fair play to him for actually sticking with himself in that regard of going, I see it this way. So that is what I'm going to go with because TMO actually sounded a little bit stumped because they're not used to having like the different opinion on the field, right? It's an advantage here for the Saints, only a couple meters out. I'm looking for Courtney Laws here. I feel like he could be the try scorer for Saints, but at the moment his foot is stuck under the ruck, so he's not going nowhere at the moment unless they have a couple more phases. Going back to back now. It's going to be a nice little short ball trying to find the offload, and they do. It's an interception though, but it's going back for the penalty as well. Right, only 5 meters out once again here. Do you take the tap and go, or do you go for the line out once again? I feel like they might go for the line out because of the fact that you've got the man advantage. Actually, scrum. I would go for a scrum here. Although you're getting dominated in scrum. Never mind. Don't take the scrum. Go for the corner. Dan Bigger's going to kick it for the corner as well. This is a great game as well, says Katie Dixon. It is indeed. And if it is anything like the other games that we have seen, we should still have 1 or 2 more tries in this game for the Monday night morning. Matavisi now putting the ball in, going to be taken nicely. And who has got that one? I believe it is actually the number 7 here who has got it, the captain. And it's marching forward, marching. Who has got the one? Who's got it? Who's going down? It's a try. And it's going to be the number 7, the captain there, Furbank, who was able to get it. That's not the name. It was Lewis Ludlam who was able to score it. And now they are going to be right back into this match. We all go like this and we all go like this. So now the mistake of the yellow card, it has been costing the Wasps a little bit throughout this season. I remember Brad Shields actually got 2 yellow cards in one of the games, but it was Lewis Ludlam who was able to score that try there. We will update that one as well. And now we are into the situation of only a couple points difference between these two sides and still 17 minutes to play. Anything can happen. 2 more tries for either side and they get in the bonus point as well. The Saints go marching, and they do indeed. And also, I'll never forget that Bears Quins game, though, dang toot yell, that was intense as well, says Katie Dixon. And yeah, just the comeback ability from the Harlequins as well just makes them one of those sides to look out for in the future games as well. Try from Sebastian there as well, and try from Katie Dixon there as well. And also, we have got there, this is a great game a little bit earlier on, and it certainly is because now it's getting that little bit closer. Dan Bigger missing the kick. He's kind of walking away with a bit of a limp, I believe, there. And I feel like if he struck it like that, it would be a good idea to go for that little bit of a limp technique, just in case that one was just a mishit. But now, at the stage, 5 points difference, 1 man advantage here for Northampton. As we go with 14, that's a lie, 16 minutes left in this game as well. And by the way, Northampton are also nicknamed the Jimmies. Pretty cute as well, says Sebastian there. So the Saints, the Jimmies, have they got any other that they have got as well? At this stage now, Ludlam, he wasn't too happy with that missed one, I believe, if I'm not wrong there, as the captain. But they are showing Brad Shields in the background. He is the captain of the Wasps. He needs to make sure that his side get the win. Imagine him scoring the last minute try. Okay, well, I'm looking at him now. 77th minute, Brad Shields scores. We'll see how it goes. We've got the I Win the Saints as well from Pip. And the song is going to be firing up here for the away fans, perhaps, if they can get themselves another try. But now Robson going to be passing this ball back to a flat pass to the hands of, I believe, it's just been stolen, though. It's a penalty, though, right? 40-something meters out, around 48. I feel like you've got to kick it for the corner here because of the fact that Jacob Umangi, he's been striking them decently, but hasn't quite been striking them well enough. It was just a little bit high there, the tackle from the number 19, and they are saying boo as well in the crowd. It was Alex Coles who made that tackle, and when the Saints go marching in as well, says But also we have got their best Saint ever, St. Jimmy of the rugby, says KT Dixon. Now, at this stage, it was just a high tackle on Watson and the Marcus Watson. They are taking on the shot here, Jacob Umunga. Once again, I feel like that's a risky choice because of the fact he hasn't been striking them too well today. But at the end of the day, they haven't got a hooker. So it kind of makes sense at the same time because of the fact that they haven't got their original starting hooker, Tom Cruise. They haven't got the replacement hooker in that one, Ogre. So they would have to have a random person throw in that one. Give it to Brad Shields, see if he can throw one straight. And also St. Jimmy, patron Saint of rugby as well, says Sebastian. But now Jacob Umunga currently sitting 4 from 6. And the ones that he has missed have pretty much been out on this angle from the post. So you'd assume do it twice, you are having a bit of a shocker. But the third time, maybe it's going straight down the middle. Straight as an arrow, perhaps, for this one. but Jacob Umaga about 46 out. Struck it well. Got the distance, but it hasn't got the accuracy. Has missed it. Once again, Umaga. Oh, it's going to be charged down there. And that was almost very nicely done. Or did it hit the post or the crossbar? But Brad Shields tried to get straight on the ball, and it's still available there for the Saints. But that was a little bit of a heart in the throat moment there. Brad Shields, he did end up putting his hands down, so that's going to be the penalty, unfortunately, for him, and he was so close to getting that turnover. We have got there, Watwood, the prayer of St. Jimmy B. Oh, Lord, please don't let us mess up the scrum as well, says Katie Dixon. What happens here? It was a charge down from Brad Shields in the end. Then, unfortunately, just giving away the penalty a few metres out from his own line, and he was disappointed, and so was, I believe it was, the Stook who was jumping around all over the place, but now it does mean, who is that down at the moment? I'm looking in the background. Please don't be Brad Shields. I believe it actually could be, though. Yeah, it is. Looks like he's hurt his wrist there from getting the charge down. And also, we've got there, I can imagine St. Jimmy just boom-firing Devil Rod now as well, says Sebastian there, and deliver thy boot into thine enemy's face, oh Lord, as well. And now at this stage, Brad Shields, he rushed up here, but I believe it was trying to get in there. He ended up putting the hands down, unfortunately losing it. And the worst thing is he was able to win that turnover pretty smoothly if he hadn't put those hands down straight away for that one as well. Looks like he's going to be staying out there, though. He is the captain. He won't want to go anywhere. He bringeth the eye gouges with the rise of his mighty fist and the fall of his mighty boot. And now it's going to be stolen there from the Wasp. And I feel like that's the best way of doing it. You just make the opposition okay, have to throw it in, but now drag down big contact with the ground there for a space. Tom Young now stepping on the short side. Didn't really have too much protection. It's going to be now going back for the penalty, though, originally for the knock on. No, it was something else that did take place over the other side of the field. This game's speeding up at the moment. Stolen beautifully in the line out there, and it was just a high tackle once again on Robson. I believe it was actually Alex Waller who struck him a little bit high. Everyone's tackling high at the moment here. It does seem there's a little bit of a boo running around these stands because of the fact that, of course, the yellow card for the Wasp player when he did end up hitting the high tackle, but I don't think there was anything too cynical in that one. Is Jacob Umaga once again going to be trying to line up this kick? Or do they kick it for the corner? It looks like Jimmy Goffith now has said, oi, give me the tee. And now he is going to get an opportunity. So now, like they are saying, just one too many misses for Jacob Umaga from here. So Jimmy Goffith now 40 metres out on the angle has decided he wants to have a go. And the problem here is if he misses it, then what do you do for the next kick? You got to try and decide in that regard. But a kick over here for the Wasps would give them an 8-point lead, which would be very nice indeed for them. But Jimmy Goffith, there are a lot of ex-Hurricanes players at the Wasps. I have realised because of the fact they've got the likes of Via Fafita, Brad Shields, Jimmy Goffith as well, right back in the day was playing for them. Tuamunga Allen, I want to say, was also there. Malakai Fekatoa, maybe, although he was more at the Highlanders, I believe. Actually, if I'm going to say that, and also going to draw St. Jimmy now and pull him. I'll put him on Instagram as well, says it, Katie Dixon. So, yeah, I will be sure to check that one out because I believe, if I'm not wrong, I have got you on the Kiwi Lads Instagram page alongside, I think we've got 20-something followers on that one, and we have hardly ever advertised that Jimmy Goffith now lines up. And he went, anything you can do, Jacob Umaga, I can do better. He's put it down the middle, and now the score is going to be 23 points to the Wasps and 18. That's a lie, 15 to the Northampton Saints here. Jacob Umaga does a little bit of an applause there. He knows that it hasn't been his day off the kicking tee, unfortunately, but he did say in the end that Jimmy Goffith could take that one. How old is Jimmy Goffith? Because he's been around for a little while. That man, I believe he would be sitting around 32 or something like that, maybe. Going to be kicked off once again. So on the side there's going to be a knock on there from Watson, though, and the ball's getting pulled around all over the place. Now it's going to be the Saints. Courtney Laws with the step on the inside, trying to break through, but he is going to be dragged down once again here. And the Saints, if they can score one more time before we get to halftime, or before the yellow card is up, I should say, they will be in a good position. Ball has been dropped, and it's a knock-on advantage. Now looking for the offload there instead. Stuke has decided to take the contact. Now Robson also having a bit of a push and a shove there. Was Tom Willis kicking that one down the field, and it's going to be bouncing inside of the 22. The sun's still out there. It looks like a beautiful afternoon. And also we have got there Zach Kilberidge. I always say his name wrong, but Kilberiggy is going to be the man who scores next. There's a call there, and that would be for the Northampton Saints. It would be for the Wasps in the number 14 jersey. They've got the advantage here for the Wasps once again, and they will take the penalty, and that will give them just that little bit more of a lead, and also it will give them the opportunity Tuamunga Allen get a right in the face of one of the players, and he's going, mate, I haven't even got you by the collar. We haven't got there. How many tries, Cesar Blind Ranta? At this stage, we have had 2 tries for the Northampton side, and also 2 tries for the Wasps, but we will be showing them. They will come across the screen in a very short moment, but the tries scored by the Wasps so far was the number 14, Zach Kilbarigi. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly one of those times as well, and also the other try was scored in the end by, I'm trying to think of exactly who it was, but I feel like I've forgotten it now. But it was a good try, which is why I'm very disappointed in myself that I have forgotten it. It was Dan Robson who was able to score it. And then for Northampton, it was Sam Matavesi, and also there was a try for, in the end, Lewis Ludlam, who was able to get it as well. But Jimmy Goff now going to be lining up this one just to use up a little bit more time on the clock as well. Get themselves back to the 15 men after 30 seconds. Pray to Jimmy quick as well. Says Katie Dixon, an 8 points difference. The Jimmies need something quick as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there in the chat trying to do something, Saints. And also in the chat there, the Canes players who moved to the Wasps just saw another black and yellow kit team based in the capital city and said, well, close enough as well. It's a fair point. I mean, it is a nice kit. For the Wasps, that is for sure. They wouldn't feel too far away from home for that one as well. And then also Wasps are controlling the match very good as well, says Sergio. They are indeed. They have been able to manage the 10 minutes quite nicely. Jimmy Goff has got that one. So now all of a sudden, you look at the fact that, yes, the Northampton Saints were able to score themselves 1 try, but they were able to get themselves 2 extra 3-pointers there as Proctor still in the match. Unfortunately, Achilles for yourself, he did not return after his injury in the earlier stages. So sadly, he is not going to be out there. He was looking phenomenal as well. I believe he had the most running meters for his side in the first half. But yeah, he wasn't able to come back from injury, sadly, in that one. But now it is going to be taken nicely there by Watson Robson off the field now. And it's going to be Porter making his way out there for the later stages of this game. 8 minutes left. Can there be a final minute try? Northampton Saints is going to be stolen. No, it's a penalty there. And it was, I believe, the player in through the side that they did end up penalising for that one. And also we have got there, it's a fair point low, I should say, from Katie Dixon there, but in the end now, not moving away is the call. And the Wasps, they are going to be kicking this one for the touchline once again. I believe Brad Shields is still out there. Tom Willis also still out there. So I'm wondering whether or not they decide to bring out Nassam Carr, or who do you bring him on for? Because Thomas Young has been playing well as well. There is a round of applause, and he is making his way out there now. Who is going to be coming off the field? Nassam Carr has made his way out there. I'm looking around. It is going to be Young who they take off there, Thomas Young. So they have still got Shields, they have still got Willis, and now they've got Carr out on the field as well. And he could cause a little bit of carnage, if you will, at this hour of the morning. 4:42 a.m., not too bad for the quick thinking. First appearance of his third spell with the Wasps as well for Nassam Carr. Now at this stage is going to be the line out going to the back. Ogre taken nicely by Stuke as well at the line out town. Can't believe the Wasps are beating the Saints last season. Northampton nearly denied the Quins their spot in the playoff. They finished 5th as well. And that's the thing. They haven't lost a game yet in this season as well here for the Northampton side. So they have to make sure that they do something soon. It's going to be a short ball once again to that number 12 whose name I cannot pronounce the same myself. Trying to use the backline Kiparigi here. Driven towards the touchline. It's going back for a penalty as well. Side entry is the call, and now it's going to be straight out in front once again. Now, this is a big one because of the fact that this could actually end up into the situation of, if they take on another 3 points, they will be 14 points ahead here for the Wasps. Or do you go for the corner and start trying to push towards that bonus point? That will be the massive choice for them here, but we can see 5 of the last 6 penalties. They are going for the shot once again here for Jimmy Goff. If we have also got there in the chat, I love all these cute little grandpa or grandma ladies out there in their rugby scarves getting all rowdy. I adore rugby grandmas as well, says Katie Dixon there. And that is a man at the moment who is not adoring this game. The Northampton Saints coach as well. Do you think Malcolm Marks, the best hookers as well, says Sergio? He's certainly the best impact player off the bench that we have seen in a long time, Malcolm Marks, because of the fact he came off the bench in one of those games up against, I want to say it was up against Argentina, but I could be wrong there. And he actually scored 2 tries, got 3 in the rugby championship, and is just a very dangerous man when it comes to the breakdown. So I feel like he's a very decent shout. But someone else who had a very good rugby championship was Julian Montoya. I believe he made 80 tackles out of 82 attempted, and also a few turnovers. Scored himself a try as well. So there are quite a few good hookers in the Southern Hemisphere at the moment for the rugby championship sides. It's a game with a lot of tradition. The Wasps were founded in 1867, and the Saints in 1880. Jimmy Goff missing that one now, so the points difference will not quite be what they want it to be, and now it is going to be Dan Bigger kicking this one once again. But the Saints at this stage, the penalties, I should say, have been costing them big time. Unfortunately, just haven't quite been able to find that momentum that they need. Courtney Laws once again trying to get in there. His arms are incredibly long. I don't think I've even noticed how long Courtney Law's arms are until he tries to get over that breakdown and just finds a very good opportunity. Brad Shields there with a good drive forward for his side. I did say 77th minute a try for him, so that would be in 2 minutes' time. If it does take place now, it's going to be Watson trying to step. Great tackle on him, though. And now it is going to be available. Frank Lamani straight in there, not able to get the ball, though, for his side. Going back across now once again in the middle of the field here for the Wasps. The last thing that the Saints can afford to do is have the discipline, let them down and have a penalty against them. Now it's going to be the backline movement, a little bit of a juggle here now. Brad Shields trying to run down the wing, drag down there. You're off your feet, let go of the ball is the call from the referee, and he has been able to do so. I'll already chat in a very short moment. Do you think 2021 has been fast? I do indeed. Like, the thing is, it doesn't feel like we started the YouTube channel about a year and about 3 months ago, but it is actually the case now. It's going to be a counter-attack for the Northampton Saints. Out on the wing, Frank Lamani with the step. Great low tackle on him, though, by Nassim Carter, slow him down. And they're going to be about 40 metres out. Oh, massive shot coming in from the side there. It's still going to be on the side of the Saints, though. Dan Bigger now, first receiver, passes it back, going to use their backline. Courtney Laws with the step and the gallop, still going, the big man. 40 metres out from their own line here. They can't afford to give away a penalty or drop the ball as well. It's a lobby pass out onto the wing. Good step on the inside from their number 13 as well. And they have been able to keep this ball for a little bit longer here. It was actually Sam Spink. No, it wasn't. That's a lie, but now breaking the line. Almost was their number 19. And the Saints on the halfway line at the moment. If they get one more try here, it could be going down to the wire for this game. It's a beautiful step as well. Offload from Hutchinson. And now trying to link up Roland Ford here for them. And Lamani getting in the breakdown, trying to commit, making sure it stays on their side. They've got about 7 men all lined up for this ball here. The Saints looks like they're trying to pierce that gap. It's going to be the draw and a pass. Frank Lamani now gets it back in his base as well. The man on the outside or inside sells the dummy. Offloads it as well. And now at this stage, it's going to be Harrison very close to the line here, 15 metres out, drawing pass once again here. It's going. Courtney Law's going to be trying to bump off the tackle, but great low tackle on him by Brad Shields as well. We have got there. We're almost to summer as well. We are indeed. And it's going to be, it's a massive knock on Jacob Umaga now. In this one, we're up to 77 minutes. So unless Brad Shields goes the length of the field, we are not going to see that try, but someone else might be going to left because it's going to be sitting up for him now. And he has gone to ground there, losing his footing, wrestled down to the ground as well. And it's still going to be on the side of the Wasps. Very nicely done to protect that ball, but it's a knock on. And now it's going to be the Saints who have got the scrum feed now. 77 minutes into this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have got there Malcolm Marxism. Caesars are the means of possession as well, says Cabbage Patch. And also we have got there in the chat as well. Malcolm Marx and Brody Retallick are two men that can that you just cannot budge from their feet. They are true mountains as well. And I need to start watching old games archives of these teams as well. Says Katie Dixon, my voice is trying to disappear. We are on the Monday night, the last live stream of the weekend. Premiership match, man of the match is going to be Thomas Young for this one as well. I do see in 1 and 2 was the best of 2021, says James Gordon. Also, 2021 might be a stressful year, but it's the year I met the Kiwi lads in this community. So that one event cancels out all the bad things for sure. And the feeling is certainly mutual. Like all of you guys who have been tuning in for these live streams, just day in, day out, it's been absolutely incredible the amount of support that we have had, and we have been going onwards and upwards. And like, it just makes it so much fun. Every time I get to about Tuesday, I'm like, right, I've only got around 3 days or so before I get to do my first live stream of the weekend and get to hang out with you guys again. And now we're doing midweek live streams for the Kiwi Lads Gaming, and also on the other channel, the main channel, I should say, for the Kiwi Lads, with those other ones as well. So it is pretty awesome that we have been able to have that opportunity of continuing to do so. So I have a feeling here, if the Wasps get this ball, they will more than likely kick the ball out in 1 or 2.5 minutes time. But I don't want to see it. I want to see Brad Shields score a final minute try in this match. But it looks like for the Wasps, they have been able to get this one over Northampton. So that is a big win for themselves. Northampton, they were undefeated heading into this game, 3 from 3. The Wasps sitting 1-1 for their first 2 matches. And now they are going to be moving their way up the table. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, they are going to have 9 points at the end of this one. Or sorry, they will actually have 10. So they move right up into that position of, they have actually got a very good points differential. So they will move up to 5th place after this game. And they will actually have a game in hand over a few of those sides above them as well. We have got there. I'm looking forward to these streams very much. They are the highlight of my week as well. Says Katie Dixon, that one has gone down in the front row as well for these two sides. So we're going to have another scrum reset here. But yeah, I always enjoy doing all these live streams. We have been doing plenty of them. These 2 last weeks have probably been almost the most quietest ones that we have had, or the more quiet ones, I should say, because of the fact that we haven't got any international fixtures. But I think I sometimes prefer these live streams with less people just as much as those ones with a few more, because of the fact that I do get a chance to talk to all of you guys a little bit more alongside the commentary. And also the Wasps might look for the bonus points, still enough time for 2 tries as well. Says Sebastian, yeah, that's the thing. They are going to have to get this ball very quickly if they do want to do so. Alex Mitchell going to be feeding this ball in for the Saints. 1 minute 17 left in this game so far. Going to be a big push there from the Saints. That's going to be an advantage as well. The referee was going to give them a penalty, but now can the Saints score themselves a try and a half here in the last moments of this game? It's going to be on the outside now. Frank Lamani almost receiving the pass, but not quite getting it now. Believe they still have the advantage. No, they don't. They are going to be going right back for that advantage for the Saints, and now they're going to be inside of their half now. They will be trying to get themselves a bonus point here. Which team do you like will win the season as well? Says Sergio, I feel like the Harlequins, defending champs, are going to be hard to beat for the way that they are playing at the moment. They were able to beat the Bristol Bears once again. Also, just getting some big wins in the early stages, 3 from 3 at the moment. So I feel like they're going to be one of those sides to watch out for in those playoff games. But yeah, other than that, though, there's a few other good teams in this competition that we will have to look out for as well. Surprised Ash Dixon never became an All Black due to the try-scoring freak behind the driving maul for the Magpies. Mario All Blacks shows the depth of hookers in New Zealand. Yeah, he's a player that has always been right there, but just never quite got that opportunity. So it is great to see that he is going to be going to Japan and will be getting a decent payday in that regard. But now it is going to be going back across here for Northampton. They are currently sitting not too far out from the line, about 30 metres. It's going to be an advantage, and it's a penalty, right? So they can't take the 3 because that would not quite give them enough points there. Quins as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, we have got there. Well, I'm happy for the Wasps. They just took their underdog status and did it around good for them as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, we have got there the Joker emoji from Sebastian and also Katie Dixon. So they've gone for the corner now. And like I mentioned, Northampton, if they can get 1 point here, or one more try, they will be able to get themselves into the situation of being a bonus point as well. Thank you very much for the streaming. I enjoyed it as well, says Sergio. No worries, mate. We are back every single week with the Gallagher Premiership, sometimes top 14 as well. We have been covering on the channel, and we've got a whole heap of other competitions that we have been following alongside a little bit of gaming. If you're keen on some gaming, we have got this main channel where I actually play for the Highlanders and the All Blacks on my Beer promo, but I will be looking for a new club very soon, and that's a good rolling ball here for the marching going, and it's a try. And they have been able to secure themselves a bonus point, Northampton Saints. So they haven't gone out of this match without getting anything in terms of those points, but they will be receiving the 1. And it looks like, he's gone down a little bit there. I believe James Fish was the man who was able to score it there. He's got a little bit of a limp going on, but we all had that name. It's a nice short name as well, so it won't take too long to be able to type out there. James Fish. There we go. It looked like a bad injury for the Wasps. I hope it's not Brad Shields, but I think it could be actually. Was it Brad Shields? Where is he? No, he has gone down there, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And it's someone else who actually gets kind of trapped under that one. I believe it's actually maybe Stuke, whose ankle or something. That looked horrible, they said. I'm not too sure who it was who ended up getting the ankle stuck, but it's not looking too good. It's actually the number 19 here, which is James Gaskell. I don't believe he's going to be playing for a little while, depending on how this goes. It was just a rolling ball, too much momentum, and he ended up getting crushed as well. Thanks for the streams this weekend, Hamish, and thank you for all you do for us as well, says K Jackson. No worries at all, and we will be certainly back for the next few weeks as well, with all the international fixtures coming up, and also we will end up getting into that situation of, there is a stretcher, so that is not great news there. That one is not going over from Dan Bigger, so the score is going to remain 20 points to 20 at full time, and that is going to be the end of the game. The Wasps able to get themselves the win in it. We always will enjoy these streams as well, says James Gordon. Also, thank you for being here, Sergio. Always appreciate it, brother. And also, we have got the try, and that yawn as well, says, but yeah, I'm trying my best to hide them. It's pretty much kind of, I guess it's like the sneeze earlier on. I tried to sneeze, and it was one of the most kind of quietest sneezes I think I've ever done because of the fact that I was just pretty much trying to, not another one. I feel like there's no way of hiding what you look like when you yawn, when you're on a camera. Like, I try my best, but it just doesn't quite work out. Nice New Zealand tattoo on the calf there, buddy, as well, says Katie Jackson. But nonetheless, 20 points to 26, the win going the way of the Wasps. So that will move them up into 5th position on the table as well, which is very impressive. And they are just outside of that top 4 as well. Maybe there are some hopes for the Kiwis to be able to make their way all the way to the Premiership final or something along those lines in the later stages of this one as well. But we will see whether or not we have got any stats to do with this match, and then we will be heading off for the night. But like I mentioned, we will be back tomorrow with a Be a Pro live stream for you guys who are interested in a little bit of rugby gaming. I'm not too sure whether or not we'll have George because the fact that he said he may be busy, and also I think he is starting to get a little bit bored of sitting there watching me play the game rather than being able to play it himself, because I think he was playing maybe a little bit of Far Cry as well at the same time. He has leapfrogged me a little bit in terms of that kind of progress. And also we have got there, well, still there's a defensive bonus points for the Saints. Nice one for the Wasps as well, says Sebastian. That is true. The Saints able to still get themselves a bonus point. So that will move them, because I mean the Saints, they were sitting in third going into this match. So they are going to be still in third, sitting on the 14 points, and then just behind them in some regards, it is going to be in fifth place. Now the Wasps moving up from 10th all the way to 5th. And also the big thing there for them is they have still got the game in hand alongside the Saracens, Northampton, and Harlequins. Actually, that's a lie. Northampton now do not have the game in hand, but Harlequins certainly do, and Saracens also do as well, with Bath at the bottom of the bunch. But they will be open to move their way up, I'm sure, at some stage as well. We have got the Port George Lyle as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, we have got their GG for both sides. Cheers, mate. Good job as well, says Pip. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated you guys all being here for this one. 63% of the possession, as said, has gone the way of Northampton in this match. I would say the second half, it was a very good start to the match, or the second half, I should say, for the Wasps. But then from there, unfortunately, it just ended up kind of hitting that stalemate. They weren't actually able to score too many tries in that second half, other than the Dan Robson try, and then that last-minute try for the man whose last name is Fish. He was able to get himself one, James Fish. But at what cost for it was James Gaskell. Unfortunately, went down, looked like he was in quite a bit of discomfort and was getting stretched off the field. So hopefully that is nothing too serious, but have a bad feeling that that man could be out for the rest of the season. And that's the last thing the Wasps need, because they are losing players flat out, already losing Malakai Fekatoa a little bit earlier on to a season-ending injury. So they do not want any more as well. There's not really too many huge numbers on the board here. 5 for feet of 36 meters carry, but unfortunately ended up having that one that did get disappeared before you'll leave. Suggests a game for me to watch, rugby people. See Scotty Dixon. Tell you what, I will quickly have a look on the old YouTube for a game. We will go. I've realized that typing and talking at the same time doesn't go too well for me, unfortunately, for that one. Have we got the game? No. That wasn't it. No, it wasn't. Okay. So I'm looking for the game, but I haven't been able to find the one that I was actually after, unfortunately, because I was going to recommend it. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be about, sadly. It was going to be the Harlequins playing the Wasps last year. It was an absolutely incredible game between the two sides, but it doesn't seem like it is going to be on there, sadly, there. And also, we have got there, if you're into rugby league, the championship final is in about an hour for the promotion into the Super League, Toulouse versus Featherstone as well, said Sebastian there. And also in the chat a little bit earlier on, I guess it is a good question of recommend a game, ladies and gentlemen, one that you think would be a great one to watch. It's got to be on YouTube, I guess, is another one there. I'm trying to think of other games. The All Blacks YouTube channel have a few full matches that they have got themselves. Also, Stade Francais, they are going to be playing in 3 hours, 7 minutes, but I'm not too sure whether or not they have got those games there for you, Katie. I'm trying to think of rugby full matches. What's a good game in rugby? Rugby full game into YouTube. I feel like that's the stock standard, but, we'll be able to find one, I'm sure. We've actually got, the South Africa versus New Zealand games are actually up on YouTube at the moment, I do see there. But also we have got there, I'll remember that, thanks, brother, as well, says KD Dixon there. Oh, actually, Katie, I got one. Pick me, my hands up. Have you watched the North versus South game for the New Zealand one? Have you watched that game? Because if you haven't, without telling anyone the results, without going into it, do not read the comments, because they will tell you exactly who was able to score that one. And also make sure that you turn off the live chat, because people will spoil it in there as well. But if you have not seen that game, could be a good one. Could be a very good one. I enjoyed that match very much, and it is kind of full of the Super Rugby players and all of those Kiwis as well. We have got the Hamish Tuesday as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, 2017 players like up on the All Blacks YouTube channel. Also, not even one dislike on the stream, says James Gordon. So that is a decent effort. And so I do appreciate every single one of you for being here and leaving that like. Does help us out as well. Anyone who's wondering any of the results from the weekend, they're going across the bottom of the screen at the moment. We put them all in A lot of good scoring games in it this weekend. This game had a score of 46 points in total. Yes, I have seen that North versus South game from 2020 as well, says Katie Dixon. It was a good one. I just remembered I might end up actually watching that tomorrow, doing a rewatch of it. I wish there was a way, because it is on YouTube, you'd think that you'll be able to react to it, but I think they would still take it down as well. I remember that one because I could see the outline of everyone's underpants from the white shorts they were wearing, as well, says Katie Dixon. And so I don't think I noticed that at the time, if I'm being honest there. I remember that was actually one of our first ever rugby challenge videos that really blew up when I uploaded it, because of the fact that we didn't actually provide commentary back then. But it was just one of those ones that we pretty much did it on Rugby Challenge. We just did a match simulation, and it's now sitting on about 7,000 views, which at the time, like, absolutely blew my mind. Even, like, I don't think we had a Rugby Challenge video that's got 7,000 views up till that point. But it's kind of slowly kept on ticking up, and I think it's at about 10,000 now. So yeah, literally cheeky as well, says Sebastian. Cheeky, literally cheeky. It was a fantastic game, underpants and all as well, says Katie Dixon. I guess wearing white shorts probably wasn't the best choice of attire, but then they couldn't really go with the black ones in that regard because of the fact that the other team probably had those ones there as well. But we are currently sitting at 5 a.m. here in New Zealand, and for some reason I'm kind of feeling wide awake, even though I was yawning before. I feel like, if I close my eyes, I can't see you guys, so then you can't see me. That's how science works. But it is pretty much in that situation of being 5 a.m. So to be a pro, we are going to be continuing that tomorrow. Harlequins and Saracens look the two best teams as well, says Smitty. And yeah, now that Saracens have been able to score themselves a few tries coming up as well, I feel like they will be one to look out for in the table, because in their first two games, they had just the one try, Saracens. But then in the later stages of that game last night that they played up against Newcastle, they were able to find that gear that just get them going. They had both Funapolas scoring tries. Mara Toje still yet to return for them as well. So they are going to be one to watch. And they are sitting in sixth at the moment with the extra game that will be able to help them leapfrog a few other teams in the future as well. And Zebra Barrett as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, yeah, they were sheer. They were sheer. And Geordie Barrett was like, better wear my stripes today as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, it was a fantastic game, underpants and all. And also we have got there the zebra emojis from Sebastian there. Tell you what, we'll put them up on the screen. Look at that emoji. And it's lovely indeed. But nonetheless, I think it is almost going to be bedtime for this Kiwi at the moment. We are sitting at 5 a.m. like I mentioned. State France play in 3 hours' time, Katie, if that is a game that you can access in the USA, but I'm not too sure whether or not that is the case. But it could be a decent one with Ngati Laumapa. I believe he is the only Kiwi in that match, but who knows? Maybe, just maybe, he will be able to score himself his first try of the season. We will have to wait and see. Clermont, though, decent side, so it won't be too easy for him, but we'll wait and see how it does go. It's the two bottom sides playing off for that one as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We have got thanks, Hamish. Have a good sleep as well, says Katie Dixon. And a big love, everyone. Cheers, Hamish, says Sebastian as well. And I appreciate both of you guys for being here for this live stream right through the whole thing as well. Appreciate you guys, and hope to see you tomorrow for our next one, because more than likely we are going to need our mods, at least one, to be able to handle those ones who are spamming as well. And big love, says Katie Dixon. Also see you in the next stream, says James Gordon. See you later, mate. And hope you guys also have a good sleep, because James, you are sitting you are actually sitting here at the moment at the same time as us, 5 a.m. And also we have got their Fury Wilder finished at 6 a.m. Says Smitty, are you in the UK, Smitty? Smitty, if I'm not wrong there, because the fact that I know it was kind of a middle of the night game. And also Mod Squad Forever as well, says Katie Dixon. Or sorry, middle of the night fight, I should say, not a game. It certainly wasn't a game. It was out there. It was a war between those two men going for it. In the end, Fury in the 11th round, very nicely done. They are actually showing the All Blacks versus Springboks highlights of the second match, I want to say that it is at the moment. And I believe Makazole Mapimpi's try is coming up very soon. And also, yes, UK as well, says Smitty. So, yeah, we're getting behind. I assume you were getting behind Tyson Fury for that match. But if you did stay up till 6 a.m. to watch that game, then fair play. Or, sorry, that fight. I keep on saying game. Games are on my mind at the moment because of the fact we have just watched a rugby game. But, yeah, pretty much was a very good one, apparently. It was one of those fights that I think they said it had about 5 knockdowns or something like that. But both just kept on getting up until they physically couldn't. But, yeah. I will have to see a full fight replay at some stage. I was going to buy the pay-per-view, but I believe I was still sleeping at the time that it did start because of the fact that we did finish a live stream about 5 or 7 hours prior. But yeah, nonetheless, I guess we are going to be at the end of this live stream. We'll see you all tomorrow for our next one. It is going to be a gaming live stream. It's not going to be for the rugby, but we are going to be playing some rugby challenge. We're going to be trying to extend our way back into the All Blacks for our Bear Pro and also try and get the Highlanders back on track in Dunedin as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all for the next one.